Mic audio, and we are live. Hello, everyone. I hope y'all all have had a good week. Welcome to the Bonus Roll Second Sight Agency campaign. As you can see, we have 4 players again this week. Unfortunately, Tux will not be joining us due to some family issues. Please send him and his family goodwill, good energy, good love. The beautiful background music that you're hearing is provided by Sirenscape. I got like a couple different things I'm trying to power through it so we can get to that game fast. We are doing a giveaway on our break today, just like last week. We'll be giving away this set of kind of cream orange dice. If we hit 20 followers, we're just 3 followers away from that. So if you have a friend and they haven't followed us, haul them into the chat, have them follow us. If you haven't followed us, please follow us. We hit 20 followers. That giveaway will trigger at the halfway point. I will give you the code to enter, and it'll run for about 15 minutes while we go stretch our legs and get something to eat and other bodily functions and or needs. Anyone that follows the Bonus Roll Twitter saw the... I heard those hitting the table. I hope they rolled good for you.
I'm just going through a process of elimination.
Okay, that's very Laura Bailey of you. I love it. Anyone that follows the Bonus Roll Twitter saw the logo for the show that I'm going to be doing with the Bonus Roll Network go out for GM's Brew. This is going to be a weekly or bi-weekly, not sure just yet, because I have classes coming up and school is school. But basically, it's going to be me sitting down with anyone who wants to join me from our little group and doing homebrew, discussing finding inspiration, adapting inspiration, implementing it into a game, showing you how to come up with the stats and, just basic GM tips. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm working on the overlay. Not as we speak, but I was working on the overlay yesterday. I'm going to be later today. So, I think that's all the announcements I had. Did anyone else have any announcement they wanted to get out on the airwaves? Shake your head.
Nothing that wouldn't get me in trouble.
Hey, trouble's fun.
Because, I'm excited about all the new, stuff that's come out recently for tabletop, but at the same time, it's this isn't a paid promotion. It's I don't want to defend. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I am hyped for Shadowrun 6. I'm hyped for Pathfinder 2. Zizva has been spending the past.
So far, people have been rather polarized about the second edition Pathfinder, and it's it's very it feels the classes feel gimmicky. It's very tactics based. We're getting some 4th edition feels out of this, and it's
I haven't gotten to sit down and read it yet.
An attachment to this, and when you think about it, all D&D characters are rather gimmicky because
the
there's whole focus is combat to begin with. Yeah, it's D&D is a combat simulator. Let's not forget that.
If anyone follows my stuff on D&D Beyond, I'm doing a couple homebrews that are up on there that are based on some of the things that I've found in the Pathfinder. I'm really wanting to sit down and do a deep dive on Gunslinger and Summoner if they're in the base system. I haven't had a chance to really go over it much, but those are my 2 favorite classes from that. So anyway,
first edition.
Yeah.
And I've been working on the cosplay for Shadowrun, and Texas is done. Texas accessories. So, I kind of like that they're doing a lot more with Edge, even though in a way it's less powerful because it takes more actions to do what you could have done before. But then you get it a lot more, even if you're not an Edge character. And so, yeah, I'm kind of obsessing on that one at the moment. But I'm not going to get into that too much.
I'm very much looking forward to getting my hands on the official full copy of all this stuff. And there is a good possibility that even with the insanity that is me taking classes in a city away from here, I'm going to be working on getting other campaigns up and running or pestering other people in the Bonus Roll Network to run a game, or maybe even a one-shot. We'll see. Anyway, so a quick recap, and then I think we'll do introductions and move on into the game. So, last game, as I remember, and please correct me, y'all sent Pandravog out, and he came back with a number of bullet points of things that he found out about on the task board, collecting rumors, reading local news articles. Y'all investigated a number of mysterious sightings late night at Pearl Plaza Park.
Total dead end.
Completely
Just
dead
a
end.
Dead end.
Came to a tree with like a bunch of blood on it. Faraday's like, you know what? Nope, we're not following this. We're done. And so then y'all followed up on the next lead that caught y'all's interest, which I believe ended up with y'all going and talking to Rael's sister, Clefa, at the Kind Cat. Had an opportunity to do a little shopping. Was very focused on getting work done, though. I applaud y'all for that. And then y'all made your way back home, I believe. Am I forgetting something? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Well, we visited my ex-roommate, Maine.
Oh, that's right. Ingrid went to visit Jamad Delar, I believe is how you pronounce his name, a.k.a. Jabber or Maine, took a unidentified potion and ended up stunned for an hour and seeing inverted colors while being carried around by Faraday so they could get home. And y'all still have 2 more untested potions, so...
Faraday's holding them right now, and I haven't swiped them from him, so... He's got them.
Well, let come what those may. And I believe that is pretty much it. We will be picking up on the next day, Mokesh the 3rd. So let's start in that direction. Grigum, go ahead and give us your introduction, and then we'll have Rael and Ingrid.
So I'm first. I am Demage. I play Grigum, the drunken master monk of Selesnya Enclave. Now, what am I called? What am I again? Envoy? That's like.
You are a evangel now.
A what?
You are a evangel of the Selesnya Conclave.
Evangel, right? Evangel. Which gives me more or less a good reason to be outside of the conclave more often than not. And promote my agenda, really. That's it. Next.
Rael, you're up, my man.
Alright, I thought it would be me then.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So I am Rael Corvino. I am a researcher for the Simic Combine. I am a cleric. Clefa, who you mentioned before, is my sister. She's a good sister in her way. And I am the documenter for our... and that's it. Not a spy. Definitely not a spy.
You recently experienced 2 days memory loss, woke up with a gut wound in a seemingly abandoned lab being stalked by something, with a very ornate raven skull dagger. So a little bit of a mystery there, but you're starting to get used to the whole waking up with no memory of what happened, considering this and Coin Keep. Ingrid is up next.
So I'm with the Golgari, Ingrid Corvidae, and been kind of just following up on my contacts and doing guild business, and I'm a warlock of the Undying Pact.
Okay, so we'll be picking up the next day. I'm assuming like y'all went back to the agency, had a quiet evening, and then bedded down. Pulling up my notes. Mokesh the 3rd. of 76. 76? Yeah, 76. I think that's right. I'll check it later. Anyway, it's a year. So, as y'all are sleeping, y'all are driven awake by a loud banging on each of the doors. Cathal screaming at y'all from behind them. Get up! What did y'all do?
I think it's time to get up out of bed.
I leap up.
It wasn't me.
Of note, Griggum, Rail, when you wake up, you notice one Pan is not sleeping in the bed that he took last night, which is not too much of a surprise. He is an early riser from what you'll notice. But also, Fairdeer and Kay have gone missing. Fairdeer's bed does not show signs of having been slept in.
Huh.
Well, that's less.
I immediately
It's
get out
definitely
the door.
the sneaky
What happened?
one.
Cathal is like banging on the door. Like, get up, get out here.
I'm already out here. What happened?
Cathal, like,
What's up?
she rubs her eyes and is like, okay, what did y'all... Never mind, I don't care what y'all did. Y'all need outside now. She, like, turns, heads out the doorway and down the stairs.
Is there a window?
There's a window in the hall, in the, like, little landing area that used to be the stairway before y'all converted it into a... oh, wait, no, there's a window in the rooms, too, yeah. So
Yeah,
y'all can look out to the front end of the rooms.
Can
I just head
climb
downstairs.
outside the window? It's like,
Okay, looking out the
in my
window...
monk/goblin way.
Yeah. Looking out the window, you can see two armored figures with black capes with white trim in heavily ornate black metal armor with gold edging along the plates.
Rail, this is you
Oh,
and
no,
Khalifa's
we got
fault.
paperwork.
Okay, I'm
We've
heading
got
outside.
paperwork to do. We've got paperwork to do, don't we?
There is a lot of paperwork to be done. Ingrid, as
So
you...
yeah, I'm just, I guess, athleticsing my way out the window
Oh,
because this seems very important. Like,
go
I'm
ahead
gonna
and
open
make
it
me...
first.
I was about to say, go ahead and make me an athletics roll.
All right.
Or an agility, whichever. It depends on if you're wanting to do a dynamic entry or, like, a safe landing.
What was the other one? It's like,
Either athletics or acrobatics, whichever.
I'm gonna go with acrobatics. That's a much bigger padding.
Yeah.
How's an 18 do you?
Okay, so we'll get to that in a second. Ingrid, as you're heading through the dormitory to get out, Daldra grabs your cloak for a second, tugs and says, "Hey, can I get 25 gold from y'all for some research I need to do in a business?"
We'll talk about it in the morning.
Isn't it?
Okay. I'll just get it from Cathal later then. Okay, thanks. Rail, you were following Ingrid down, or were you leaping out the window with Griggum?
I'll follow Ingrid down. I'm not feeling up to some rooftop work this early in the morning.
Okay. So, Griggum, I don't think you have the slow fall feature just yet.
Do I even get it as a drunken master?
All monks get, I believe, but I'll check later. But I don't think you have it yet. So you leap out, you kind of hero land, you land on your feet, but you kind of oh, ow, I'm feeling that, and take 3 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Graceful as a cat.
So, Ingrid, Rail, y'all head on down outside.
Very heavy.
Yeah. Like Griggum saw, there's two armored figures standing at relative attention. They have a long sword at their side and a dagger at their other side. Long flowing capes of black with white edging. Heavily ornate black armor with gold edging. And a full basket helmet with just barely visible eye slits, the entire face of which is the Orzov sunburst done in gold and black and white enameling. Cathal, stops at the doorway, looks and says, I don't know what y'all did. I don't know why they're Knights of Obligation here. Y'all deal with this. I'm going to get the business running today. Go.
Good morning, visitors!
So I look at my companion. What did you do?
The two knights are staying in attention, and they kind of survey over y'all for a second. The one on the left clears their throat and says, by order of Asop the Bright Soul, we are to escort you to what was the name of that place again? Dang it. Memories, the Sanctum of the Bright Soul. Please come with us.
Alright. First up, are you allowed to tell us what this is about?
No response.
Lead the way, gentlemen, and she'll put her arm out, see if one of them will hook arms with her.
I'm too short. Get someone else. And I was like,
No, one of them!
Sorry, which guild did you say you were part of?
They don't respond to the question at all. They just kind of turn and start walking towards a carriage that's waiting just up the street. It's a nice carriage. It is dark wood with ivory inlay and gold trimming. The inside of it, when you get there, looks to be like velvet seating.
Aw, she doesn't get one to escort her? Darn.
please tell me there's something to drink in there, if it's going to be that fancy.
They stop and look back at you, but don't answer.
No, I mean out of character. I'm asking, am I seeing anything?
Go ahead and, if you're going over there, make me an investigation roll as you poke around.
Investigation.
Yeah, since you're not, just looking over it, you're actually, checking, is there anything to drink in here? Is there anything to drink in here?
Oh, random. 10.
You, poke at a couple of things, you're not finding anything that looks like it opens or has drinks. Meryl,
Just
I'm not
looking
hearing
around
any
like
sound from
Pulp
you.
Fiction.
Yeah. Meryl, if you were saying something, I didn't hear it.
Sorry, I was talking to somebody
okay.
not on the stream. Have I heard of this guy at all?
Asaph,
Does the name ring in?
go ahead and make me a history roll.
Should I too?
If you want.
$17.
First roll. But yeah.
So what was that roll, Meryl?
Did you guys hear that?
No.
Oh, 11.
11? Neither of y'all have heard of Asaph. So are y'all getting in the carriage?
Yeah.
Either it's a job, in which case we should get in the carriage, or they're going to get rough if we don't get in the carriage, in which case we should get in the carriage and let things get rough at the time of our choosing.
It is too early in the day to be so.
It is barely even dawn. There's just a little crack of light, but it's already starting to get hot. It's in the high 80s, it feels like. There is a little bit of a breeze that makes it easier, but y'all clamber into the ride. It's a really nice ride. The velvet seating is plush. The carriage is large enough that all three of y'all can sit comfortably. The knights kind of grab a handle and stand on a little step next to each of the doors, making it clear that, if anyone tries to get out, they're not getting out through the doors. The sound of, ha! as the carriage driver urges the horses on, and y'all hear the clattering of the wheels over stone. Y'all have a little bit of time before y'all arrive at wherever y'all are being taken. But y'all seem to be heading to the northwest.
Oh, so, hey, Gergum, did I tell you that we went to talk to to someone from the Orzov yesterday?
Go on.
Oh, apparently, there were some alms coins coming in late, so we went to go see Rel's sister, who's with the Orzov, and we found out it had to do maybe with, some undercity missions and a guy named, Carice looking for stuff and doing some excavations, but
A
Maine
guy
said they haven't
named
found anything.
a guy named
Carice?
Kars.
Cars. Cars? I don't know his last name.
I'm sorry. Every time you try, if you are trying to tell me the name, I'm getting nothing.
A gentleman named Kars.
Cars. Okay. What's he look like? Do you know?
I don't know.
He looks like you'd expect a guy named Karst to.
We just met Cleva. That's Rel's sister. Oh, and there's 4 of us because Watcher's here.
By the way, during the ride, Rail is going to just kind of every few minutes, as he gets bored, change the coat of many fashions.
Coat of Many
Change the
Colors
coat
is
of
a
many
very
fashions.
different artifact. So,
Oh, I wish I'd gotten dressed up. They didn't really look like they wanted to wait, though. Oh, I did find a place that sold some high-quality clothes fairly cheap. They were doing clearances. I'll have to tell you about it later when we're back.
Can we focus on the task at hand?
You don't even
Task
know what
at
the task at
hand.
hand is.
I don't think I'm cleaned up enough for this visit. And she at least cleans off her clothes and stuff with prestidigitation and straightens up her collar.
there's now a small mound of dirt in the bottom of the carriage.
I'm just going to keep cleaning it till it drips out the door.
So you make dirt in the carriage, wiping it off, and then you're like, out, 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 out. And as the soil starts seeping through, the doorway, one of the knights pokes their head through. Looks...
My clothes weren't that bad. I mean, we cleaned them yesterday.
Pulls back. The clattering of the carriage eventually comes to a stop before this large cathedral of dark gray and black stone. One of the knights climbs down and holds the door open for y'all. The other stands at the ready, looking like they're ready to intercept y'all if one of y'all runs.
In equal fashion, I will step out first to take the brunt of any attacks that might occur.
The knight kind of looks down at you and then continues holding. The fact that it's a full basket helmet, completely obscures any expression that they have. All you can see is, their eyes.
If I'm lucky, I'll see their eyes. That's about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And their eyes are, dark. It's hard to even make those out under the helmet.
What's the proper address for Asoph the Bright Soul? Just that, or is it Lord Asoph?
They just look at you, not answering.
He's just making eye contact, waiting for them to answer, kind of awkwardly.
Once everyone is out of
Chatty folks, aren't they?
Once everyone is out of the carriage, the knights close the door, and the carriage pulls off, and they take up a position behind you, gesturing towards the archways, the grand archway. You can see now that you're getting a little bit closer that while the majority of the building is made out of dark stone, the entryway is this grand sweeping archway of black and white marble, bracketed by windows of stained glass. with a angelic figure on each of the windows, black wings outspread with the sunburst of the Orzov above their form.
All right.
Heading inwards.
All right. So as the knights march you,
All right.
give me that one more time, Meryl. I didn't hear what you said.
I was just musing on why an Orzov noble might want attention this quick.
So the
Sorry, just musing.
no worries. The knights march you in through the front door, and as you enter, you hear this like low tonal chanting that just fills the area. It's almost wordless. But you can hear like a word every now and then, like soul, bright, redemption, obligation. But the most of it is just that low monk chanting that you hear every, like in the classic, anywhere. Along either side of the main room that y'all enter into is just rows from the back all the way to the front of this huge hall of figures in deep black hooded robes with gold chains draped across their shoulders and arms. And at the far distance, there is a gold throne with a figure scene upon it.
Brigham thinks to himself, somebody's compensating for something.
I mean, Ingrid's just thinking, hey, we're getting an Upper Orzov audience and we saved 500 gold.
By switching to Geico. I'm sorry.
I'm
Now
not
with
sure if
carriage
this is the kind
insurance.
of audience we wanted, but
So
this does speak.
Brigham just waddles up as per his short stature.
Okay. As you get closer, that tonal chanting grows louder, like to the point that it's almost deafening, until you cross this like threshold just before the throne, and then it drops off all of a sudden to almost this absolute silence.
Can you say that again? Things got louder until...
Yeah, you are really like pixelating. Oh, well, never mind. You were pixelating a lot, but what happens is as you walk along the chamber, the tonal chanting grows louder and louder to the point that it's deafening. But the second you cross the threshold from like the ground floor up to the dais, it just drops off to almost absolute silence. Standing before the chamber, standing on the dais, this close to it, you can see the figure on the throne. It is a large throne of looks like solid gold with a sunburst rising above it. At its highest point, made of gold and black onyx inlays. And sitting upon it is a tall, pale woman in like a wispy, almost transparent gown of gold colored cloth. She holds in one hand a tall black staff capped with a gold sunburst, and two black feather wings extend outwards as you approach, a good 14 feet in span. Her black eyes and look down at you as her matching hair just kind of almost writhes around her like it has a life of its own.
Like
So-
Zoldy.
I step up with a
Did
bow.
Ingrid
like,
say that out loud?
No, but she's doing the gesture and the glittery eyes out loud.
Okay.
Very dignified.
The figure looks down at the bowing Brigham, and a slight smile crosses her face. She's very beautiful, but there's like no makeup or anything like that. It's a very natural beauty to her.
and I say, so what gives us the pleasure of your presence?
when she speaks, there's this almost subtle reverb to her words. She's, I have been informed of your inquiries as to a internal Orzov matter. And having spoken to a number of information brokers, at no small expense to myself, have learned a little bit of your history.
I'm sorry, I got cut off. I was like, at the information broker department.
Having spoken to a number of information brokers at an expense to myself, I have learned a bit of your history.
Well, I certainly assure you, and I looked to my companions, that this manner that we have been investigating has been rather tangent
She holds up a hand.
things that we've been doing.
You located the brass coin.
Yes? I was like,
So,
if me cracking my knuckles was that loud, I'm sorry.
She stops for a moment. So, you will meet with Sindek Kars and learn what he knows, and then retrieve the next coin for us.
Is this
the
a
second
man?
site agency is available for hire.
She, looks over at Rail for a second and smiles a little. Yes, and so is your sister.
I look over at Rail and
And then she looks
Is there
up at
something I should
Grigum.
know?
And your friend still owes quite a bit of debt.
I'm sorry, what?
She looks over at Grigum next and smiles a little. And your friend still owes quite a bit of debt from that fight, doesn't he?
Nigam is quiet at this information. That's like,
She then turns to look at Ingrid and a little smile. Your family misses you. I did not hear any of that.
You said you're so sparkly.
She kind of stands up, and now you can see that, she is tall, nearly 8 feet tall, and very willowy limbed. Her wings just mantling before her as she strides forward until she's maybe 3 feet from y'all, holding this staff before her. And so, you will do this because it is the obligation of you, your family, or your friends. And you will not speak of this. And once this task is done, you will not involve yourself in internal Orzov matters again.
That is an interesting proposal. I was going to look to the other two and see how they're
My business role is I am obligated for my team to collect on funds for the business. I think you would understand that.
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll for me.
I'm sorry. Starting to have difficulties keeping up with what's being said.
Okay.
18.
18.
Wish I'd finished training in this.
Oh, hey, 18. Okay. Let's see here now. She reaches. Hold on. Am I muted? I'm not muted. She looks down at Ingrid, and that small smile just rests on her lips. It's much like your mother. Very well. And she gestures off to the side, and one of the figures in the heavy black robes with the gold chains emerges from like the pack of them carrying a tray. Set on top of it is a pair of gemstone dice, a bottle of wine, and 2 potion bottles with a bubbling red liquid in them. So these will be your compensation. And she gestures to the potions. Insurance that our investment pays off.
What can I do to understand what these things are?
I would say an investigation roll.
What D20? What? You know what? Sure, yeah, why not? 10.
10. The bottle has like this very fine looking, almost like someone liquefied a ruby liquid in it. The 2 potion bottles have this kind of fizzy, pinkish red that y'all recognize as a healing potion. But the dice is like these orange stone set with silver pips. You can't really figure out like the value of them, but they're all very expensive
You said the
looking.
word "but" for describing the dice. So, was there something usual about the wine? Because I missed most of the description.
Okay.
And I thought the ruby, this thing.
The bottle
potions
has like almost a ruby red liquid in it. There's no label or anything on it, but it looks like a wine bottle. The 2 potions are this fizzy reddish pink color that you recognize as like healing potions.
Right.
The dice are this kind of orange gemstone with silvery pips. You can't really place like the material or like the value of any of these though.
So there's nothing unusual about the bottle itself that the wine is in?
No.
Okay, it's just a bottle and ruby red, what I can assume is wine.
Yeah.
Okay. I assume that was a yes.
Yes.
Because I didn't hear a word. Again.
Okay. Hey, what region is Discord saying you're located in on your setup?
The region that it says this entire call is in is south.
Okay, that's weird. I'm going to, everyone, can we just, like, move our region to U.S. Central, I guess, maybe?
Maybe.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Wow, everyone looks so much clearer. It's like,
yeah.
2 people. I don't have either. Okay, now they're there.
I'm still short a Meryl. Can anyone see or hear Meryl?
yes.
I can see Meryl.
Okay, I can't see or hear Meryl.
I see and hear Mal.
Okay. 1 second. Of course, we always have a technical problem, and always within the first hour. Let's see here. I'm going to try leaving the call and coming back in. 1 second. Okay, I can see and hear. I can see everyone. I don't know if I can hear everyone.
No, howdy.
Can you hear me?
Ooh.
Okay, now I can see you.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, there we go. Hey, cross our fingers, roll a d20, and hope that that's the worst of the technical problems that we have today.
So,
I got a 3, so I don't know what you think.
Doom!
So,
I think on behalf of us, I'm accepting the job, and I would probably use something, since my argument was about it being obligated to collect for the party, I think I would use something traditional that they would say when they take a case or something. I don't remember what Clefa said off the top of my head, but my character would know a lot of the traditional stuff.
Oh, okay. What Clefa said was, "You have hired me, and now I work for you."
Okay.
We definitely need to come up with our own catchphrase as a company.
That figure is just standing there holding the tray for y'all.
Our eyes are yours now. Second sight, what the...
I'm just going to go with you have hired Second Sight Agency and go with that. For now, we'll work on it.
I'm looking at it kind of disdainfully.
She nods her assent and then makes a gesture. The figure holding the tray kind of walks backwards into the crowd, and another one approaches. She gestures to it. So this one will take you to an antechamber where you will discuss with Kars everything that he knows and everything you may need to know to locate this coin. The figure kind of waits for y'all to kind of fall in line behind it before it'll start leading y'all off.
And
I'm going to hold back for a moment.
Okay. So you're at the...
And Rail is going to hold back for a moment.
Okay, so you're just kind of waiting while the others leave, or...
Well, I'm going to look up at Asaf and just kind of smile a little bit.
She smiles back.
My sister is an excellent Orzov cleric.
She is. She understands
and I
it.
also believe in repaying debts.
Then you have a place here if you ever want it.
Oh, I don't think so.
Do this good job, and then stay out of our business.
We'll see.
With that, she
Good
kind
health to you. And yeah.
She doesn't respond. She she just kind of sits back. Ingrid, Griggum, y'all kind of hear the sound of Rail catching up behind y'all with a quick jog. The figure in the black robes with the gold chains, it's just kind of hovering above the ground as it leads y'all down this side corridor. Sorry, someone said something funny in chat. Y'all hear Rail strolling up behind y'all at a quickened pace as the hooded figure kind of drifts down the hallway to opens a door.
Go in and meet Kars.
Alright. So, going through the doorway, it is a decent-sized chamber, about maybe 20 by 30, with a wooden table in the center, a couple candles set on the table, a few chairs arrayed around the room. There is a very pale and thin elf in black robes with the necklace that y'all have seen several Orzov wearing before, a gold chain made out of coins. He has short black hair and kind of looks like he's been roughed up a bit as he looks up at you. He's like, come in. Griggum, go ahead and make me a history check.
Who?
You, Griggum.
Brigham? Okay. I was like,
I'm gonna go up to shake hands, just like Cathal's been teaching me.
He kind of looks at the hand and then up at Ingrid. So.
11.
This gentleman seems familiar, though you can't quite place where you have seen him.
Can I make a wild guess? I was like,
You're free to if you want.
would it be the same guy that I met in the bar? Like,
Well, you didn't meet
when I
him,
first
but
did the-
yeah, Victaris, Vic Bloodlaw was talking to him when you first went to the Lean Huntress, or the Thin Lioness, depending on what language you're reading it in.
Mhm.
See our wiki for more details.
Yep.
Scroll down.
If you've subscribed to, what was it, a patron? Was it?
We don't have that up and running yet.
No, we don't have that up and yet.
but
yeah,
we're getting
eventually
close.
you'll get to see the session itself. I was like,
Yep. That is one of our plans for eventually when we get a patron is our pre-games, our pre-stream games, where everyone...
Sessions here.
Yeah. Those were a lot of fun. They're not full games in some cases, but those were a lot of fun. Anyway, he kind of looks at Ingrid's hand and eventually sighs and just barely shakes, like he grips the top of your hand and shakes it just like he clearly does not want to shake the hand, but he knows that you won't retract your hand until he does.
She's practicing polite smile number 3.
So,
nice to see you again.
have we met? Sorry, I tend to meet a lot of people.
But I have a good memory. Not met in direct contact, but I have a good memory for faces.
So,
I've seen you in passing.
So I am to pass on to you what information I have researched on the iron coin, because apparently the internal Orzov matters have begun being known to outsiders, and so I have been ordered to cooperate in resolving these issues.
So you have.
You will do everything to make that job of yours easier.
So, I am told that y'all have actually managed to find a similar artifact like the one I have been searching for.
Yes, I heard that you've been talking to Bloodlaw about that. I was like, pure coincidence, I knew that, of course.
So, having already come in contact with one, I assume there are some things that you already know. Why don't you tell me what you know, and I can fill you in?
They're super
Well,
old.
I was like, that is an obvious one. I was like, secondly, it was in, I do believe, the body of an ancient undead.
There was a bit of confusion about.
So we hear you've been looking in the Undercity already. That's your best lead on it so far?
Go ahead and make me a investigation check, please.
11.
11. He kind of sneers at Ingrid and is like, well, yes. Where else would artifacts predating the Guild Pact that haven't been collected be?
That would make sense. I was like, that said, I was like, what is a decoy coin? Not only that, one of the coins did make one of our employees here look blind. It's like when moved away from them. It's like,
Go ahead and roll
Yes.
me a persuasion check, Griggum.
persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do I want to use my D20? You know what? This. Well, I mean, of course I'm going to use a D20, but I'm trying to figure out which one I should use. You know what? Deal with the Orzov. I'm just going to roll the golden one right here.
Makes sense.
This was rolling so well earlier, and now it's just giving me nothing but 10s and 11s.
So,
So yeah, 10
10?
plus. I actually do have something for persuasion, right?
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
Okay, so 12.
12. Now, it's a little bit lower for you because you've mentioned parts of it. So. Yes, those who are bound to the coins are cursed in a number of ways. Being blinded is just one of them. Their presence also tends to extinguish flames if they become too close to natural fires.
That would explain what happened to the campfire.
That does sound familiar.
So
Six
ours
first.
were found in an old building associated with that guild. Do you have a mapping of old buildings that are found down there so far, so that we can either roll them off because you've checked them, or do a quick look over?
Wouldn't you know better?
I want to see what he's checked.
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll for me. He's very much not wanting to give y'all information.
13.
13? He frowns again. He's like, I do not know their actual locations. That's why I've been sending out teams to search for it. Most of my personal research has been on the effects of the coins, because it is important to know how to use them and the side effects.
There is one detail that I've been puzzling over since we retrieved the brass coin. Well, we met an individual in the keep that we had been searching. Very well-dressed man. I believe his name was... hang on. Just starts writing himself down. Can't write it down.
His name was Rybald, I believe.
Yes, Rybald. Been in there for like a week by the time we found him.
Go ahead and make me another persuasion roll. This one at advantage because you mentioned Rybald.
Me? I'm wrong? Hello?
I was just
Hi.
saying his name. You weren't the.
Yeah. Make a persuasion roll at advantage since you mentioned Rybald. Or since Rybald had been mentioned.
Me or Rail?
Either one, both.
Okay.
Oh,
Just one person, though.
Rail is going to have to get this one. It's like, and I'm not going to stop using the drug dice.
I'll
I got a
allow
7
that.
and a 1.
18 and 5. So
Okay, so 18. He's on.
So these gold dice can fuck off with the Orzov and touch them ever again.
you might want to retire
apologize
those
for
dice.
the dogs. I'll just mute myself for a moment.
Look at my pretty Orzov die. So,
Very
nice. Those are beautiful. Okay, so you rolled an 18, correct? Karst kind of takes a deep breath. He's like, that does not surprise me. Many powerful entities are looking for them, I would assume. Attuning to the bonding to the coins can be physically taxing, very hard on the body, so only the powerful can use them effectively, and the more you have them, the more they feed on your strength, making you more vulnerable. So it's not overly surprising that if you're talking about the same entity that I've become aware of is looking for them, that he would be investigating them.
So why would somebody want these coins if they exact such?
Okay, now that was an important question. Go ahead and make me another persuasion roll. Y'all are basically having to pull teeth with this guy. But the better you roll, the more information he's giving up.
Because he doesn't like us, nor does he trust us yet, and he's just being forced to give information. And the more that we're showing that we're wanting to help him, yeah.
All right, that's a 20.
A 20 what?
21.
21. The more coins you have, it seems, the less they feed on you, and the more they feed on each other. So while normally having one would have several detrimental effects, if you have 2 or 3 or even 4, you have far fewer detrimental effects, to the point that the coins support each other instead of feeding on you. And I know there are at least 4 coins. I've the iron one that I've been looking for, and the brass one that you found and gave to the office of the Guild Pact. And then rumor has it at least one made of tin and one made of glass.
Ooh, glass. What guild is that associated with?
Interesting.
The coins aren't associated with guilds. They predate the Guild Pact. They're associated with the armies.
So, what army is that associated with?
The Guild Pacts are.
Okay, how about this? What army in particular? So the iron would have been the old Orzov army before the Guild Pact, right?
The Iron Corn was associated with the army that split and became the Orzov and the Izzet.
That makes a lot more sense why you're hiring Izzet crews then. So we should double our search to look for old Izzet buildings as well as old Orzov buildings, probably. Good info. Thanks.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage, because you just displayed a lot of, competency. This is a really hard one. Don't forget, I think you also have inspiration still.
I'm considering it. If I use inspiration, can I reroll both of them?
1 die.
Maybe. I'll use my inspiration on it. We'll see. They were all 3 bad rolls.
Wow. He kind
All
of...
3 bad rolls.
Yeah, I gained that impression. It's a good thing you can't crit fail on a skill.
Yeah.
He kind of
But
crosses
this
his
doesn't feel
arms.
like a fail forward check either.
He kind of crosses his arms. He's been very, like, almost pointedly ignoring anything Ingrid has to say up to some points. So is there anything else I can do for you?
Oh.
Alright, I'm going to cast guidance on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Just suddenly.
No, it's a relative.
Guidance is a fairly subtle spell. And he is not paying a lot of attention to y'all. He's very pointedly, like, ignoring y'all as much as he can.
Right.
If the GM says so,
Listen,
I will.
Cars. How long have you been looking for these coins? You've been working on this for quite some time, and I understand you haven't found any of them yet, and we all but stumbled across one of them. And I understand that stings.
Oh, you have advantage
But-
on that because you're needling him.
Yeah, but any coins that we find from here on out, we'll have found with your help. We will not have been able to find them without Karse giving us a hand. Without the benefit of your research and experience.
Okay, go
So,
ahead.
come on.
Alright, make your
Roll
roll.
3 dice.
There is actually a feat you can take that'll let you roll an extra die, re-roll a die if you have advantage.
So the D20 escaped from my hand and is somewhere on the floor, so I'm going to use a different D20.
The universe is telling you something. Oh wow, we've already been playing for like an hour. It does not feel like it. I'm going to check in with the chat.
This feels like we've just started.
Oh,
24.
hey, we got Cooper and Zemet. Thanks for following us. Sorry I didn't notice initially. We are 1 follower away
Awesome.
from doing a 20 follower giveaway at the break. What was your number?
24.
24? Karse kind of stops and looks up at Rael and says, "Your sister's one of us, right? Tell her she
That
owes
she
me.
is Cleef.
Tell her she owes me for this. The iron coin was last seen in some place called the Vault of the King of Gold. The old leader of the army that split. I don't know its exact location, but what I did find out is it's somewhere deep under Precinct 1.
Alright. And a name is much better than nothing.
Ingrid, would you happen to know a way through, I guess?
Well, the best way is to take a sub to Precinct 1 and then go underground. But I can find us an entrance once we get there.
The thing is that
Alright.
the undercity paths let you move from place to place relatively easily and quickly. Or, well, well, it lets you move from place to place, not necessarily relatively easily or necessarily relatively quickly.
It's supposed to be half the time it would have taken, but it doesn't have to be quickly to begin with.
Yeah, but you need a know where you are going specifically to use the undercity paths ability.
I just figured we'd aim a tram there for beginning of the evening, and then we'd watch for the reclamation crews to come up above the surface to find the openings.
I mean, like,
Yeah. Apart from that, it's like,
Precinct 1
Yeah.
is like the size of a city, and you don't know how deep down in the undercity, this place is. So it could be like a mile above the subterranean ocean for all you know.
I was just answering the quickest way to get there is the tram to get to Precinct 1.
To Precinct 1. Okay.
And that I could probably get them
And-
underground. That's all I'm answering.
Okay. I thought you were like, oh yeah, no, I can lead us there. It's like, you've never heard of this place, and Precinct 1 is huge, and the Undercity is even huger.
No.
My
Anyway,
misunderstanding.
I'm just gonna tell
Cars?
Cars, yeah. Like, alright. Well, like, that said, like, I probably could get get into contact with my network, our network, like, see if we can dig up some extra information about where these other coins, might be, or like an idea pointing us in the right direction. Do you have any information I can pass on to them? Like,
most of what I've found out has come through research at the various libraries and talking to Demir information brokers.
well, but having boots on the ground might help narrow things down.
So I've given you what I've found out. It's a big area, and I've been having people search for a while.
Well, like, we'll keep you informed, and if you'll keep us informed. Is it fair?
Fair enough.
All right. It was a pleasure working with you. Like, we will see what we can do about the gold phone. What was it called? Out of character. Like,
The Vault of the King of Gold?
Vault is the King of Gold. Okay. Oh, we'll see about the vault. Like,
So, good. And at that point, he kind of just like,
if it was anything like coin keep, there might be a number of unforeseen traps or gimmicks to them. Like,
he stands up and he kind of. It's supposed to be the resting place of the King of Gold, so I would assume that it is not a friendly place.
Of course.
wow, like, I'm actually surprised at you. You have a talent for understatement.
I have
Thank you.
many talents. And he kind of like pushes his chair in and he wipes a little bit of blood from under, like this.
One final question. Is there any groups you know of that still idolize the King of Gold to this day?
A faction of the Orzov may. For the most part, the Osbadet and the oligarchy discourages discussing the King of Old. It was 10,000 years ago, and the Osbadet took over from him when the army split at the founding of the Guild Pack. He died just before the Guild Pact was signed, so...
Thank you.
He kind of pushes out, stands up, pushes the chair, and he's clearly like to the point that like he is going to leave, and he only stopped because Ingrid asked him another question, and then before he starts moving towards the door again.
I'm assuming you're going to keep looking while we're looking.
He stops and like he's been very stiff this whole time, but he just goes rigid for a second. He's like, I have been ordered to not expend any more resources on this search. Before he opens the door and goes through it, slamming it behind him.
I guess we ought to let Cathal know we are not under arrest pretty soon. Perhaps get ourselves some light sources while we plan this out.
taking a job under duress isn't exactly not arrested. But I suppose it does give us a little more freedom.
Less arrested than Cathal currently thinks we are, at least.
Look. All you need to know is that this is, in general, a positive game. First and foremost, we're recognized by guilds in general. Secondly, we're being involved in matters that are important. This might blow up into a bigger thing and be right there in front of it to be able to handle. I know my choice of words blow up for, but I'm a goblin. What do you expect? But yeah, it's better that we are right there in the front, in action, than to just sit by and have something happen without being able to have a say.
Well, I guess we're done here. We can head back and start planning how to break into a vault. I think we're going to need a supply run. Some rations and stuff, probably at the least.
Give us a lift.
The thing is, we have to understand what it is we're looking at.
So, are y'all leaving the little interview chamber? It's actually
We're
called...
going to attempt to.
Rail, what did you say? I think you said something, but I may have missed it.
No, I was just thinking, yeah, I would think we've gotten everything here. That.
Oh, okay. The chamber is actually what's referred to as an absolution chamber, where people come in and, all of y'all have at least a little experience in some way with the Orzov. So, you may have never been in one before, but this is kind of the equivalent of an Orzov confessional / loan office. So y'all are let out. Y'all can't tell if it's the same figure or if it's a different one because they're almost completely featureless except for the chains. Is waiting outside. Karst is nowhere to be seen in the hallway. But the figure leads you back to the audience chamber. Aspa is speaking to there's 4 figures in front of her. 3 of them are standing and holding the body of what looks like a maybe 14, 15-year-old male. And Aspa leans forward and hovers her staff over it, and there's a bright mote of silver gray light that drips from the sun down into the body, and all of a sudden there's and the body jerks and sits up, coming back to life, it seems. The group starts crying and hugging the young man and looking up, and you can't hear what they're saying. There seems to be some sort of magic around her dais that occludes the sound, but you can figure from the gestures and from the posture that they're thanking her.
I don't look too closely because I don't want to intrude.
So, are we seeing this in passing, or are we
y'all can stop and watch. Basically, y'all came out of the hallway and saw this going on as y'all entered the main chamber that leads out of the building.
I mean, Ingrid's seen people brought back to life a lot before, just not usually life.
So she's seen reanimation, not resurrection.
So, are we being just simply let out, or are we let in here?
The figure led you to the main chamber and then rejoined the chorus that's chanting along the edges of the room.
I guess we
so it is like an
say our
actual
goodbye.
chorus. I thought that was
I didn't catch that, Rail?
Sorry.
I didn't realize it was an actual physical chorus. I thought it was sound effects.
No, it's For one, a group of spirits in this case is called a chorus. It's a chorus of indentured spirits, but they're also where the chanting is coming from. What were you saying, Griggum?
I said that it probably would be best to show respect and say goodbye before just leaving.
I mean, you can approach her again if you want. Basically, the spirit showed y'all back to the main hallway and left, and no one seems to be paying you any mind at this point.
But again, these are Orzov.
Yeah, I mean, it's your call. If you want to go and pay respects, you can. If you want to head out, you can.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to at least do that. I'm going to pay my respects first.
Okay.
I'll see Griggum's heading back, and I'll kind of follow along with him since we all have to be there to go anyway.
You say that it's not me progressing forward. It's like,
oh no, I mean, there's no one stopping you. The group on the dais is like they're
if
talking.
I was just led to the door, and
you're not
paying
being
respects would have had me backwards. And it's like,
no, I mean, it's entirely up to y'all what y'all do. You're not being shown the door, so
I'm trying to figure out where I am. Like, am I like right next to the throne at this point?
Yeah,
or
you're like 20
feet
feet away from her dais.
Alright, and the door is just straight
down the hallway
from her dais.
There's
and
like a 60-foot watchtower. Yeah. You came out of a side hallway that they showed you down. You're about 20 feet away from the dais, and the main chamber is about a 60-foot run to the entryway with the marble columns and the stained glass. So,
okay, yeah, then I'm going to basically go forward, pay respects, and then turn and leave.
Okay, so the family group is like being ushered off of the dais as you approach. Asap sits back in her throne, her wings kind of mantling. As you approach, she looks tired and like drained a little bit. And she turns her gaze and says, Griggum, right? How may I help you? Do you have a wish?
No, I simply wanted to pay my respects before I left. Thank you for inviting us, and giving me a chance to help.
She ascends her head, she nods her head just slightly, and so, I trust that your conversation was informative and useful. I
hope so. For both parties involved.
And she kind of just like sits back in her throne, holding her staff and watching you.
I pretty much bow. If there's nothing else you wish of us, then we will take it.
You owe nothing just yet, other than what you already owe.
Yeah. So with that, and if she doesn't stop us, she doesn't stop us for any one last bit of conversation, we'll just, or at least Griggum will just leave. This party.
Right, just heading out that door. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Not like a dead sprint or hurried pace.
Just like a very I am walking.
As dignified as a goblin can be.
So,
I'm not saying a word to her.
I'm assuming the other two are following Griggum out. Outside, it's like full morning now. The little square that they led you to is a little busy. You can see like there's a number of Orzov-run businesses in the area, as well as a number of just like street toughs wearing like an Orzov medallion or a pin at various like corners of the place. You also have no idea where you are. And the carriage that brought y'all here is gone.
Wow, who's up for some...
At least it's a nice day for a...
I mean, I suppose we can either watch for railway stations or flag someone down for that. That should be fairly common knowledge.
I figured, get out of the neighborhood, then start asking for directions at least.
Well, you're still in the
Map.
Barwin Hill neighborhood. But the Barwin Hill neighborhood is like 10 square miles. It's not a small neighborhood. So, what y'all doing?
Yeah, I think we're walking down at least around a block and then seeing who's around that we can talk to, or seeing if we pass a substation on the way.
Okay, so as y'all head out across the square into like the street and towards the street and start heading down one of the blocks, one of the toughs with the Orzov necklace looks at y'all and starts walking towards you.
We're just gonna continue on as if we haven't done anything wrong. And if he stops us, well, that's on him.
If he gets close, then I'll stop and look his way. See if we can stall him approaching super close.
Like, if we see, if he does get closer, we'll at least give it like a nod and hey. But unless he something, like, I don't think we're going to go out of our way to be like,
Right. Well, he does, like, eventually, like, if y'all aren't speeding up or moving to get away from him, he does eventually, like, catch up to you. He's moving at a fair clip. He's like, excuse me, y'all look like y'all don't belong around here. Maybe you could use a guide?
Yes. That would be handy, yes. Can I get, like, a sense motive?
Yeah, go ahead and...
Insight, right?
Insight. Yeah. As a quick note, we're about 30 minutes away from our break. We are one follower short of our 20 follower goal to do the giveaway. So if you haven't followed us yet, please do. What'd you roll?
Please.
Oh, you're lady lucking.
All right. So insight. I was like, wow. The metal dice. I was like, so my regular dice are so, and yet still my luck holds out.
I think you may need to smudge your dice.
That's a 10.
10?
That's a 10.
Hard to read. He may just be a dude looking to get some money off of y'all, or he could be like, some rando wanting to lead you into a trap.
I mean, in either case, we need a bit of a workout. Like, so whether it's walking, I should ask something out of character. I'd just be like, you know what? Yeah, it's worth it. I was like,
So
I'm gonna wait to see if our fearless leader books us a guide or not.
I think I would just be like, you know what? Yeah, we could do with
all right.
this guy.
Where are you looking to go? Do you want something to drink, something to eat? You looking to meet with someone? Looking to meet with someone's?
Hey, like, we're mostly walking about after we've gotten finished with business meeting, so I'd say let's set up the highlights. Like, what do you think are the best places?
There's a couple good places to drink around here. The Sanctum that y'all just left is a great place to just, like, kind of hang out.
Really?
I mean, there's a few merchants around here if you want to do some shopping. Not a lot of Rakdos set up here because the knights keep them, from causing too much trouble, so eventually they've kind of gotten to the point that they don't want to hang around too much.
Well, that's reasonable. What do you guys think? Should we wind down with something to eat?
I'd rather let Cathal all know that we weren't under arrest, but we can eat first.
We did.
I mean, I don't think thought we were being under arrest.
She may have thought y'all were about to be executed for all you know. Rail, I did not catch what you said.
Which one?
Yeah, I'm still not hearing you, man. Are you...
Oh. Testing. Can
okay,
you
now
hear
I
me?
can hear you. I didn't hear what you were saying before.
I mean, I did say on the one hand, we did kind of head out before breakfast. On the other, maybe we should let them know that we're not dead.
I mean, y'all were in there for about, like, maybe a 40-minute carriage ride, and then another hour between getting there, seeing the Bright Soul, and then meeting with Karst, and then seeing... So, it's about maybe an hour into... just about an hour past sunrise at this point, yeah.
Alright. So you know what? Ow. This, the person who came up to ask if we need a guide, what's he look like again?
He is kind of bald. He's clearly shaved his head, though. It's not natural bald, so there's like some subtle there. He's not bulky, but he's got broad shoulders. He's wearing just like durable day clothes with a Orzov medallion, and he has like a hand axe at his hip.
Looks very trustworthy, I'm sure.
I mean, it's not like a scarred up, cut up, I've been in a lot of bar fights face. It just looks like some dude that is either out there looking for a job to get some money for the day, or this is literally his job, is to approach people and offer to guide them.
Alright. I'm sure the staff can keep long enough for us to get a meal at least.
Alright, we have our 20th follower. Thank you, Lana Knight 13. Sorry if I didn't say that right. So we will be doing our giveaway during the break. Okay, sorry to interrupt you, Rail.
Awesome.
Okay, so you were asking about what he looks like. He's kind of got like a little bit of a rough beard, but his head is shaved. He wears an Orzov medallion, and he's carrying he has like a hand axe and like just a little holster at his side. It's not like heavily armaments. He does not seem to be wearing any armor at all. It just looks like the hand axe is there for, hey, don't cause me trouble kind of purposes.
Oh, we can always do a working breakfast. Write up some supplies, some climbing stuff, some chalk, some food. If you really want to go out to breakfast, Grigum, we can do a breakfast and write up our supply list.
Well, I can certainly do with the morning ale.
So,
Let's go for it.
what's local and good and fresh and fairly cheap?
He's like, okay, so local, fresh, and fairly cheap? He stops for a moment and looks around. There's the Ignorant Wolf. They had some cheap food. It's normally, like, warm, and they don't water the drinks down too much.
You lead the way,
That's good.
and you can have a silver and a coffee.
He stops for a second and kind of gives Ingrid, like, a once-over, just to make sure that, like, she's not, like, jerking his chain or anything. Wow, I have been rolling shit lately.
All of us at this point.
Yeah,
really
I think we all just need to
except
get
for
our
me.
dice smudged, like, get some,
like-
white sage, burn it over the dice, and I'm going to switch over to my,
How dice curses add character. Because they tend to go in runs, either really good or really bad.
All right. So he kind of nods.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's like,
not this is that bad.
okay. Yeah, I can go for some food. And coffee. He takes you down to maybe 2 streets over. It's not like a far walk. There is a sign in front of the building that has just like a wolf sitting and baying, like, you know, the whole wolf at the moon thing, only instead of the moon it's the Orzov guild emblem. He opens the door and it is just raucous in there. Like, it's packed to the brim. There's people shouting and jostling each other, and a crowd around something going on towards the back. Every couple seconds you hear a like tonk, and then either like cheering or like no or ah. Is like there is this massive, like, you've seen ogres before, each of you in like different places. This one is like the smallest ogre you've ever seen. He may just be a half ogre, like, that wandered in out of the red waste and somehow like got himself like pants and a shirt, and he looks down at you. And the Orzov that led y'all here, he kind of like shows the medallion, and he's like, and then looks back over the crowd. There's like a couple waitresses that are like squirming between the groups, handing people drinks, taking coins, and then going back up to the bar.
Let's find us a table and see what they've got.
Okay, so
That'd probably be a good idea.
a lot of the tables have been pushed to the side for whatever is going on in that crowd. So you can find like a couple seats, sit down, and the waitress comes up and is like, so, we got breakfast of roast lamb. We have pan-fried veg dish. It's just a couple root veggies and stuff like that that came down from the green. And we're doing a bring your own cup special. If you brought your own cup, you can get it refilled as much as you want for 2 copper.
I seem to have lost my flask recently. Do you have any flask for sale here?
She's all, I mean, we're not really a store, but, I mean, we'll fill flasks. Maybe someone's left someone behind. I'll go and check in the back, okay?
Pardon me.
Oh.
Don't have a cap. I'll have to remember that next time.
What's up? I didn't hear what you
I
said.
don't have.
Something about a calculator? I missed what you were saying, Grigum.
Hmm?
I missed what you were saying. You were saying something about not having something with you?
Cap, is it? Because I doubt I have my backpack or stuff, and like kind of just got picked
I
up.
assumed you grabbed your like travel kit with you.
Okay, then I have a mess kit.
I mean-
Which should have a cup. It's like,
She kind of looks at it and is like, kind of tiny, but yeah, sure, that'll do.
yeah,
I don't have a cup, but I can improvise. I got an alms box here. I think it's waterproof.
here, let me plug the other end of this horn.
She looks over and is like, so what do y'all have?
Wow.
I think I'll take that special. And what exactly is that going on over there, if you don't mind my asking?
It's a dart tournament. Winner gets, the loser takes the winner's obligation.
Ah, a debt tournament then.
Yeah.
You know,
What do you have for
I wonder if
juices?
they have bidding on that.
I think we got a couple pressed and apples that we're waiting to ferment.
I'll take the veggies and some apple, and I've got my mezquite cup unless you find something sitting in the back.
I mean, the drink deal is for, like, ale or wine.
Oh no, I'm just getting the juice.
Okay. That'll be...
Oh, and a coffee for this sir here.
She nods and is like, that'd be 3 copper, and then another copper for his drink too.
Gives her 5 for mine.
She kind of takes the coin and tucks it into, like,
I think
a little
I'll
satchel.
also have, I think I'll also have the special.
With the drink deal?
Yes.
Okay, that'll be... Okay, that'll be 3 copper for the meal and 2 copper for the all-you-can-drink.
And what? And Rail got that too, right? So that's another 10 copper,
I
right?
Could you split a silver?
Yeah, I think I can.
I go ahead and I give the guy the 1 silver and ask if he knows where the closest rail station is.
The guy takes it and puts in, like, his money belt, and he's all, Is it trams got shut down in this area because the carriages weren't making enough money? You can take a carriage to, like, the outer edge of the little area, and then you can find an Is it tram just up the road generally.
Okay.
So she collects money, gives change, and then wanders off through the crowd. About maybe 5 minutes later, she brings, like, just 3 plates of, like, I mean, they're not bad looking, they're not rotten, but they're clearly just basic root vegetables tossed in a pan, heated with, like, a dash of salt and pepper on the top. There's no real seasoning other than that. There's no butter or anything like that to enhance their flavor. She brings a pitcher and 2 pitchers. She's all wine or ale to Grigum and Rail. Rail bought the 2 copper all you can drink too, right?
Yep, it'll fill up an alms.
She's like, so ale or wine?
I'll take ale if you don't mind.
Okay, she has no compunction at all about pouring this, like, watery amber ale into the alms box. Like, she doesn't even blink twice, and then she looks at Grigum and, like, holds up the 2 mugs, like, which do you want?
I'll have a wine.
Wine. She pours out, like, this... It looks almost exactly like the ale. Clear, whitish amber wine into Grigum's cup, and she's like, I'll come back to refill you in a bit. And then she weaves her way through the crowd. There's, like, another
Yes, the darts are going well or poorly.
The gentleman, like, that led y'all here, he kind of sips his coffee sitting awkwardly at the table with y'all.
You can go if you want.
What's your name, by the way?
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm Rascom.
Good name. It says Grigum.
Nice to meet you, Grigum.
How do you know my name?
You just introduced yourself, didn't you?
No, I said that's a nice name.
Oh, okay.
I figured you probably misheard me, but let's say I did say it.
Oh, I mean, that's fine. I thought you were saying it.
Yeah.
So, Raskin, what do you do when you're not hiring yourself out as a guide?
I mean, Someone always needs something to get taken care of. Uh, Work is work, and you gotta pay your obligation.
Alright. And how does that obligation work exactly? I mean, do you hold obligation to one person or to the Orzov?
Well, I mean, you do something that you don't feel good about, and you go to the church, and the church says, to make this right, pay this, and then they give you an amount, and you pay what you can of it, and they will hold the interest for you. And so you keep paying the interest down until eventually they forgive you. And when they forgive you, they give you um, some of it back in alms coins so that you can keep your life going. And then, like, you go back to the church and you give the alms coins as a donation during worship, so that the church has the money to help other people with their obligations.
Ah, right. Thanks for refreshing my.
Informing our audience. Okay. That was out of character, sorry.
So he, like, sips the coffee. If y'all are eating or drinking, the food is not great. It's filling, but it's very poor fare.
I mean, mine's great. It's gonna, smell like anise and some garlic, and
Meanwhile, I'm a goblin.
The wine and the ale is very watery. Like, you can barely taste the alcohol content in it or the flavor.
They are doing it like emotional thing, so
After a little bit of y'all eating and drinking, the waitress comes by and just sets 2 pitchers of the wine and the ale on the table, picks up whatever plates y'all finished, and leaves. And that cheering at the background gets louder and louder as it goes on. It seems like the tournament is heating up.
I might as well just relax, drink, and watch. And
Ingrid's making shopping list notes too. So she's like, okay, we might need a climbing kit. Fairdeer short some weapons. Rail wanted chalk. I need a flask. She's kind of like working on a shopping list. There was something else you wanted, like an herbal or a healer's kit, or I don't remember.
Healer's kit just for safety's sake.
And you'd lug that around if we got it?
Sorry, could you say that?
You kind of cut off there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't catch what Ingrid was saying.
I said, so you'd like that around if we put it on the list?
I think it would be a good idea, yeah.
Okay. Definitely we'll want to restock on rations since we don't know how long we'll be down there. And, I'm used to undercity fare, but I don't know how well y'all would handle it.
I mean, are you saying any of this out loud?
Well, just the basic stuff like what's on our list and under city
Okay,
fair.
the shopping. Okay.
Yeah.
Raskin kind of looks at himself. I know a place that you can do some shopping in the area. Can take you there.
Do you now?
Yeah, they got some good stuff, and they charge you a decent price.
Sounds good if you'd be up for pointing the way.
He kind of like drains the cup of coffee, sets it on the table, and is like, "Yeah, whenever y'all done drinking."
Alright.
I'm curious in seeing, well, how long do you think we have till the end of the darts tournament? Because I don't want to keep...
Yeah, I might
Rascal
actually get a while, but I'd say
looks.
let's finish our drinks and then
I mean,
let's finish our pictures. And I was like, then just be like,
well, I mean, it's a tournament, but it's always going on. You can always like challenge someone to take your obligation.
Do tell.
I mean, that's about it. I don't know what else to tell you.
Huh.
But, I mean, you can go up there and challenge him if you want.
No, I just might at that.
I mean,
That'd be fun for a round.
A little confessing you need to do first for something, Rail?
I mean,
alright.
I'll hang around as long as y'all paying.
No. Let's, what was it next? Shopping then? So yeah, Rail is just drinking from an alms box.
Again, she did not even look twice at it. Remember, this is a heavily Orzov area.
Maybe we
Yeah,
ought to
I'm
get
good
ourselves
to
some
go whenever.
mobile tankards at the shop, too. Something you guys can strap to your belts.
Raskin kind of chuckles. Oh, yeah, they should be able to get you stuff like that. It's about this time that the waitress comes up and she sets this like little shot flask. Like, it's literally just big enough to hold a shot on the table in front of Ingrid. And so, this is the best we can do, hun. Say a silver.
Actually more expensive than flask normally.
Yeah.
I think I'll need something that would hold a whole juice, not some hard liquor, but thank you so much for looking.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. This nice fellow here is going to take us over to get our shopping done.
She looks over and I was like, Rascom, make sure you get paid. And then she kind of just like wanders off after clearing off the last of any of the empty plates and checking the pitcher's volume and replacing the one that y'all had been drinking out of.
Guess we're heading out to the other place.
eventually we'll be.
Raskin kind of nods. It's like, yeah, he shouldn't be too far from here this time of day. So, he kind of leads the way past, like, the crowd and looks up at the bouncer, the half-ogre, like, but doesn't really move to stop any of y'all as Rascom heads out back into the street. And it's like, it's just past the breakfast hour now, so the streets are not as crowded. People have gotten to work or wherever they're going, and you probably have like a couple carts and carriages going by, but they are really nice, decked out looking ones, like for nobility or higher ups. Raskin looks around and he's like, okay, so he normally parks just off of Commerce Street around this time. So he points down the direction. So this way then. He leads y'all down the road and takes a right turn at a road marked Commerce Street. And you can see just up the way, there's this like big wagon with like a tired, old-looking horse strapped to it. And the back of it has just like a ramp down and a goblin sitting on the back with a sign that says repairs while you wait, 1 silver. And like you can barely see inside the covered wagon. There's like just stacks of boxes. The goblin looks up and waves at Raskin and like starts making the come here gesture.
We'll follow along up to the guy. Does it look like he has any of like the rations food with him?
He has a bunch of boxes.
Okay.
The goblin kind of like, hey!
Perfectly
Oh yeah, no, everything's legal. Orzov permission to sell. Everything's on the up and up. My name's, he looks over at Raskum. It's like, then looks back at the group. He's Bezel. My name's Bezel.
Hi, I'm Ingrid. So we're looking for especially some rations, and maybe if you've got a good sharp knife or some chalk or what have you.
You need an eating knife or a cutting knife?
Cutting knife.
Okay. He's like, grabs like a piece of paper and he's like, okay, rations, like, taking a trip?
Yep.
How many?
just stuff that'll keep body and soul together.
20?
20?
There's more of us actually, so not too unusual.
20?
If you've got it.
20, okay. 20 rations? Good God, that's a lot of food. Maybe I can... Okay, what was the next thing he said? A cutting knife?
Yeah.
Cutting knife, cutting knife. So maybe... Does it need to be fancy?
No.
We need usable. We don't.
Okay, so cut a knife, a whole box of rations. Anything else?
You wouldn't happen to have a kit for healing on hand?
Like, just like a healer kit, like, a medic box?
It's what we're looking for.
He kind of leans back into the into the tent, and you can hear him like kind of shifting a few things around. He looks at herbalism kit, or like would that do?
That one's up to you.
Exactly what we're looking for.
Healer's kit. He's out 1 minute, and he gets back up and he walks back like into it, and like all of a sudden like a rat, then another 2 or 3 baby rats kind of scurries out of the back of the wagon and like leaps off and runs off into the direction while he's shifting boxes around. So, okay, yeah, okay. He comes back up to the front. He's like, okay, so that is a healer's kit, a whole box of rations, a cutting knife. Anything else? Armor? Do you need some more armor, or...
A climbing kit?
Ugh.
I know, just off-the-wall stuff to look for.
Climbing kit. Climbing kit. Climbing kit. Huh. I have a wink, wink. He kind of winks a bit. A pack that, you know, a couple of my friends that do second story work uses. That could have something like that in it. That work for you?
And I don't suppose you have any rope.
Oh yeah, we can do rope. Got
And that would
lots.
have the hammer and pittons in that pack.
Yeah.
That'd be good. I don't know if our climbing teammate will make it for a bit, so it'd be good to have that on hand.
Okay.
And any extra stacks, some flask, maybe.
Like, how big of a flask you looking? Like a gallon or like a hip pack?
Carryable, like the hip pack.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
And let's see. And then I ask about a couple sacks to go with the rations so we can divide them up, I think. So up to 4 sacks.
Oh, I'll just
If
give you
he's
the
got 'em.
box.
Okay. And do you happen to have a short sword?
Short sword? Do you need it like fancy or anything?
No.
Short sword. Short sword. He wanders back into the back of it. You can hear like something crash as it falls. He's like, God damn, okay. Rascal kind of like leans against the front of the cart and is petting the horse.
Aside.
I
It's
didn't
a
get.
nice, well-organized business you got here.
Yeah, you can see like if you peek down, he's like tossing crates off and popping like the lid off and sorting through them. And he's like, and he's like, okay,
And a basket.
basket.
Okay, then I think that's it.
What an empty box do?
Sure.
Okay. So he like drags out a box that's labeled rations, and it has like the Boros insignia like burned onto the top of the wood. He pats it and like pushes it towards y'all. He gets like a very basic looking short sword and a dagger, sets them on top. He's all he grabs this like black bag that has like a little rope strapped to it, and like a number of other, like, you can hear metal clanking inside as he sets it down. It's like, okay, food, short sword, dagger, the climbing gear, flask, that was it. He goes in the back and he comes back out with like this dusty looking glass flask, rubs it off on like his shirt and sets it down. So, okay, I think that's everything. I don't think I forgot anything. So he like does a tally. It's like, he looks over at Rascom, smiles a little. So, I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and give this to you for, let's call it 50 gold.
How much? Just
That's not actually too much of a markup, I don't think. Let's see. Normally we'd be over 40, I think, so far. So
Yeah.
not more. Just because of like the
I
burglar's
didn't
pack
actually
has
hear the
extra
value,
stuff.
though.
Oh, 50?
How much gold's he asking?
He said 50 even.
Well, 20 rations is actually 10 gold. So let's see.
You know what? I caught that glance, though. Can I tell if he's trying to put one over on us?
Go ahead and make a insight check.
That's a natural one.
He seems pretty trustworthy. He was probably just making sure that Rascom wasn't bothering the horse.
I'd like to go ahead and check the condition of the rations, just to be sure.
Go ahead and make an inspection check.
And I'm adding my +2 for Hordes person.
Okay.
So 16.
16. All right. So you kind of crack the thing open and look at it, and it's like, oh, these are like official Boros rations that are sent out to like the outposts and stuff. So they're actually decent, good rations.
How about, 45, just because, there's some extra stuff in the kit we might not have needed so much. And,
Make a persuasion check or roll.
you did not get that. That was a 6.
She, Bezel kind of shakes and says, sorry, non-negotiable. I have to pay my obligations.
Okay. I'm good with getting the supplies if y'all are.
Doesn't seem
Says-
too overpriced. I'm sure we can.
Yeah.
And
Oh, man.
anywhere that would have good light sources, perhaps ones that burn a long time.
I mean, I can get you a lantern and some oil.
I'll probably be able to borrow a couple from my guild
That's
in a
enough.
pinch, though. Oh, do y'all want to get a hooded lantern? I think we might actually be getting one in the pack, actually.
Yeah, there's
Actually,
a
yeah.
lantern.
Let's get some extra oil, then.
Oil? Yeah, I can do that.
Oh.
Oil. He goes in the back, and you can hear him rummaging through more crates. There's like another crash. It's like, okay. He comes up with like 2 jars of oil and says, we'll just stay on the house.
Thanks, sir. You've been a good help for our preparations.
He's like, come on back to Bezel's Goods. And I think with that, we will take a break, because I need to stand up and stretch and move around a little bit. And we need to get this giveaway running. So, we had 20 followers.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone who followed us today. What is going on is I will trigger the giveaway. There will be a message in chat. When the message in chat pops up, the giveaway is going, and you'll have 15 minutes to enter !dice, like you're entering the command to register for the giveaway. We can only ship to people in the United States right now, so United States is the restriction on that. So if you're not in the United States, sorry. We are working on figuring out international shipping and giveaway laws, but it's not my specialty, and so we're still figuring a bunch of this stuff out. So we're going to go on break. We're going to stretch our legs, go to the bathroom, get something to snack on, all that fun stuff. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. And we'll pick up with them finishing up with Bezel, and after I announce the giveaway. So let's go ahead and start that giveaway. Alright, giveaway is going. ! Dice. A set of dice shown on screen. Star for. Okay, yeah, okay. So, instructions on how to enter. Only enter once. If you enter multiple times, then you're disqualified just because of how the system works. And we will be back in about 15 minutes. And we are back. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Hi. We are back. So, first things first, let's go ahead and pick a winner for that giveaway. Webster. A 1 in 4 chance. Okay. So, Webster. Since you've won 2 prizes now, you are going to be on a cooldown. After another 2 giveaways, you'll be eligible again to win, okay? But here's the dice set. It's going out, and so, next up, nothing to be sorry about. We only had like 4 people entry. It's a 1 in 4 chance, so... I mean, of course it was going to go like that. It's the same situation where, like, oh, hey, I have to roll anything other than a 1 to succeed, and I get a 1. We're talking about other giveaways and stuff like that, so I want to do a quick shout. You notice I was wearing a green shirt previously. I'm now wearing a maroon shirt because I wanted to show this off. Zizva made a shirt with the second side 8, not with the second side, with the bonus roll logo. And we're going to be experimenting with a couple different shirts and other merch items that will hopefully be available for giveaways and for just purchase if you want to support the stream in some way. Next week, as a celebration of our 10th episode, if we can get ourselves to 25 or more followers, we're going to be doing a special giveaway of this. And sorry, you can see the reflection on my screen, but
also upside down.
Well, it's not upside down for me. It's backwards. So, starter set. We'll be doing a giveaway for that if we hit 25 followers. We're looking to expand, get as many more followers and viewers as possible. Anyway, let's see. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Again, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for joining in on the giveaway. Don't worry if you didn't win. We're going to be doing pretty much a giveaway as much as possible now. So at least a dice set every week. Maybe sometimes a shirt, maybe sometimes a coffee mug. We're looking into stuff. But anything that encourages people to watch us is a good. So, any thoughts, concerns, anything like that you guys had before we went back into this?
If you see me personally making any mistakes or things that don't make sense, I'm having some temporal multiverse slippage. Like, I've got the wrong jelly in the fridge than like the one I opened and just had. So it'll resolve itself. Don't worry about it.
Oh, by the way, as a note, having completed that interaction with Asaf, I keep on changing how her name is pronounced. Y'all completed the opening, grand opening narrative, and are officially level 4 after this game.
Do we also have one renown within the Orzov?
Yes, you have one renown.
We have a reputation.
Well, I wouldn't say renowned. Yeah, that's why I was hesitant to say renowned. But the Orzov are aware of you. If you think that is a good thing, that is your call.
I'm just like, it's a mechanic. It's there. It's with the Ravnica, or you can get name recognition with other guilds. If we have it, I just want to actually note it on my character sheet. I'm like that.
Also,
Like,
not to
could
be
you just go Acquisitions Incorporated and just be like, oh, for God's sakes.
I mean, we are using several aspects from the Acquisitions Acquisitions Incorporated. Why am I having difficulty saying that? Anyway, let me pull my stuff back up that I had shut down. So, do y'all have anything else that you want to acquire from Bezel?
No, and I think from asking in the past, I know that we can probably borrow some of the ever-burning torches when we get there from my guild. So I'm not too worried about the light source, but we can ask around with Cathal about buying something ourselves when we get back. So I'd be good with us kind of going ahead a little bit so we can get back and get Tex in the game.
Okay, so speaking of that, Fair Deer, do you want to introduce your character real quick for our new viewers before I bring you in?
Sure. Hi guys, I'm Fair Deer. I'm a ranger of the Simic Combine.
Concise and to the point, I like it. Okay, so, Fair Deer, you had awoken midway through the night. A name in your head that you remember, but not from any time after you awakened as a member of the Guardian Project. You don't know what triggered this memory, and you're not sure where or it came from or why it led you out into the northwest of Barrow and Hill to the Orzov district. You just felt something drawing you here. The name Arissa in your mind. It felt important, and the more you wander around, the more familiar this area is to you, but you can't place why you've been or when you were here. And so you stop in a little bit after dawn at a tavern called the Ignorant Wolf. A meal and a couple games of darts led to, a nice morning of carousing, trying to shake this gnawing at the back of your head. Kay, your animal companion, at some point alerted you to, wanting you to follow him a little bit after dawn, maybe towards the end of the towards the end of the breakfast hour. Kay leads you down a couple streets and up another one, and off in the distance you recognize the forms of Griggum, Ingrid, and Rail. Kay just taking off and all but body checking into Griggum as he goes, "Oh, I recognize you, hi," and starts licking at Griggum's face before kind of leaning hard into Rail and then rubbing against Ingrid, panting and wagging.
Yeah. The moment I see him rushing up, I'm just like, prepared to brace myself for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Fair
kind
Deer.
of meet them. Just kind of as a note, I'm heavily cloaked. They're probably gonna see, since they're seeing right into my hood. I'm not disguised, but I'm not necessarily trying to.
Kay is with you.
It's mid-morning, and so there's plenty of light out. It's really hard to be I have my hood up in the deep shadows. No one knows who I am in the early morning light.
Well, basically, I'm just trying not to be this weird Simic hybrid just walking around.
You're trying to be less, oh my god, that man has tentacles and a fish face.
Yes.
Did Cathal send you to find us?
No. I was here on personal. What's up?
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I got you your stuff you messed up and didn't take care of shopping for. And she, thrust the weapons at him.
Thank you. And he kind of takes the weapons and kind of puts them where they would be, I guess. Hey, do you happen to have and I'm assuming I probably noticed the box of rations. Can I take 3 rations?
We'll divide up the stuff when we're ready to go. By the way, Fair Deer, Rascom, Fair Deer. This is our Orzov guide.
Rascom is petting the horse, and he looks up and says, "Oh, hey."
Hi. Oh,
So, is there anything else y'all need or want? It's getting kind of late in the morning. I've been around here for a while, so I should move to another location soon.
okay.
I think we're good.
We'll give him an extra 5 copper. I know he's getting probably a kickback anyway, but we'll give him an extra 5 copper and just say if we need a guide again, we can ask for you, right?
Him being Rascom?
Yeah.
He takes the cuts. Thank you, miss. Did you want me to show you to the trams?
Sure, or the carriage to the tram if need be.
We're not too far from it. It's just the rest of the way up Commerce Street. And so he kind of like gives the horse one more pat, and Bezel is like starting to close up and affixes his sign to the side of the wagon. And you see those rats that ran off, they scurry back up and into the back of the cart as Bezel starts prepping to drive it off. Rascom starts leading y'all down the street, and it's like maybe a 30-minute walk or so. Y'all starting to get towards like, afternoonish, late morning. By the time y'all come to where there is what's the word I'm thinking of? Hole in the ground with stairs. The little stairway down into the Is It Subtram that y'all recognize. All Is It Subtrams look relatively the same.
I'll kind of, if they have like a "you are here" kind of map, I'll kind of get an idea of where we're at.
You are.
Sorry, I was just gonna ask. I don't know if this would be like investigation or perception, but just kind of back to that, like seeing if I'm getting that feeling of familiarity with the sites.
Make me just a straight wisdom roll.
Okay. Okay. 19.
Okay, 19. Okay, there is a familiarity here. Like, you've been here at one point, but you don't know when or how long ago it was. It's just like looking around. It's like I've been here before. Where have I? It may just be because you're at a Is It Subtram, and most of them look relatively close to the same. But there's something about this area that's just very familiar to you. So, y'all are, because Ingrid, you're taking a look at the the Is It location board, right? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so, you are pretty much north of 10th Street at this point. To the northwest, so like if you headed directly south or southeast, you would hit either 10th Street or Nivix. You're in that little band that heads up towards the Red Wastes, but if you continue to the west, you would eventually hit the 5th Precinct.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and fill Fairdeer in a little bit on enforcers came. We're working for an angel. We have to find another magic coin. We're going to Precinct 1. How was your morning?
Equally confusing. Maybe less eventful. Good, I suppose. I kind of felt like I needed a stroll, and stroll turned out a little longer than I initially planned for, but hey, I'm here.
I think it's an awkward tram ride, probably.
So
Yeah.
y'all head down into the Is It Subtram then? There is the ticket taker giver. This is actually it's a ratchet fairy. You haven't seen a lot of them outside of the Nyx Guild Hall. She is in just this like red dress with like a blue bow in her hair. Almost all Izzids wear at least red or blue and have like the dragon medallion. She writes out a ticket for y'all that's like physically would be large enough for her to wrap around and wear as a toga for your location. She hands it to y'all. She warns y'all, it's going to be a little bit late. It's early morning, and we're doing some maintenance still. So have a seat, have some food, have a drink, have a book, rest, relax. Unlike in the previous substations, there is actually a pair of Rakdos, in like the full Rakdos red and black regalia with like a skull mask on, playing a violin and a lute just off in a corner with like a little box in front of them for coin. Beyond that, there's the standard book goblin and food vendor here too.
Oh, hey Grigum, is Reeve coming today? Is he coming into work?
Has anyone told Reeve that he has work?
Our office manager was supposed to tell Reeve and contact him for the first day. But he didn't show up.
We should have, yeah.
In all fairness, y'all were really busy the first day, and y'all got woken up early the second day. So he could be there, but he's not on the books, so he's not like the other, like Pan and Daldra, where they're on site all the time and doing stuff, and he isn't just like, running the business.
I want to swing by and get him. I mean, he's our intern, taking him to another district in the deep, dangerous Undercity and exploring with him. That's what we're supposed to do, right? I mean, Grickham, you hired him. What do you think?
I mean, for the most part, for the most part, I found him trying to join the Rakdos Guild. So,
oh well,
I don't think he's he has an aversion to danger, but
he is actually a member of the Rakdos.
Yeah.
The Rakdos basically are like, you want to join up? Cool. Try not to die.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that, I wouldn't have I don't have any problems bringing him along. I think, right now, I'm assuming that you've told me about this, sorry, I forgot it, the Vault of the Gold King?
King of Gold.
King of Gold.
I think we're filling you in while we wait.
Mention the King of Gold, but at this point, I think we're in kind of a research phase, and I feel like having an extra set of eyes and ears and mouth would probably be very good.
Research phase? The guy combed all the libraries. Let's use his work. Go down there and just start kicking the dust off things.
Well, I'm just saying that I think that we could get more done if we have more people to help.
Karst didn't actually tell you that he went to libraries. Karst told you that he's been hiring people to look around and talking to information brokers. Also, as like GM2 players here, all of the 10th district is huge. Precinct 1 is like the size of a large city.
Right.
The Undercity is huge. This isn't going to be a situation of, let's go to Precinct 1 and wander around until we find this place, because you'll be doing that probably for a millennium.
Right.
I'm playing my character.
I'm setting story hooks.
Yeah, well, let's just go to Mexico and find El Dorado. I mean, what's...
That's in Florida.
Pretty much.
It's very straightforward in, like, if she's supposed to be accomplishing something, she's like, let's just go accomplish it. Like, that's how, like, her personality expresses itself. So, if you want to take us to a library, just keep arguing for it. I'm sure we'll end up there.
Well, basically, my point is that the more people we have, even just literally they have enough intelligence to talk to people, I feel like would help us achieve the overall goal. So I'm down for bringing him with us, because at this point I don't feel like this would be a very dangerous thing. It's more of a, we need as many people to kind of spread out and get information as we can.
You can hire
At least
Ashen Branch while we're at it.
Sure.
While
But
y'all are waiting, Rail, you hear a voice in the back of your head that you recognize as Cathal. So, hey, did y'all get killed? Where are y'all at?
Errol, I think you're mute.
Yeah, you're muted. I'm not hearing you. Yeah, we can't hear anything you're saying, Meryl. Oh.
Hello? Still mute.
Still nothing.
Or try the button on your microphone.
Check to see it. Does your headset have like a mute button or anything like that?
Testing.
There we go.
Yep,
Hi.
there we go.
That was weird. I just had to disconnect the headset and
Life happens and then it
Have you
stops
tried
happening.
turning it off and on?
Life? Turning it off is easy, turning it back on is difficult.
The reason why it's so universal is because it actually does work a lot.
What, life?
This is true.
Well,
Sorry. So, how did I hear her voice? Like
You hear her in the back
head,
of
or
yeah,
my
in the
ear?
back of your head. You're familiar with her using the message spell, the sending spell to send y'all messages if y'all been away from the office for more
Right.
than a couple
I
hours.
just don't have any good way to respond.
No, you can respond.
The spell allows you to respond.
Yeah, up to 25 words.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
You know, like it basically is, you send a message out and then you get one reply back. That's it. Usually it's of limited nature. It's like,
Yeah, you
like-
have
like some
25
words.
words.
Yeah.
You don't have to use 25 words, but you can.
25 words. All right. Hey, we're all alive. We're working on an angle for an active case.
Seven more, if you want.
We're all fine here.
Burma shave.
There, that fits with it.
So you don't get a response past that. Because it's early in the morning and she's not going to burn another spell slot communicating with y'all.
not for basic conversation.
Yeah, since I have a moment, I'm probably going to go to the Book Goblin and get the next in that series of the book
The
that,
second Zaldi? Let's see, y'all
yeah.
have... Ingrid, you have a copy of both the first and the second as
Yeah.
well, right? Okay, so the first one is From the Fire, then the second one is Into the Shadows, I believe.
How much does this cost? I'm sorry.
It
that's like-
should be 10 silver, I think.
Oh, wow.
It's,
It was 1 silver for the annual.
Yeah, 1 silver for the annual, sorry. I was
And,
thinking for the
the
full
third-
set.
I guess Ingrid will go ahead and get the third one.
Okay, the third one is...
Mine as well.
Okay, so you have From the Fire, Into the Shadows, Ingrid, and Fairdeer. Ingrid, you also have Born of Flame.
I have to read ahead so he doesn't spoil it for me.
I love that y'all are making me come up with a book series here. Or I get to come up with a book series.
Well, hey, we're supposed to be
Wait until we
waiting.
make-
I mean, I think
She-
that timing-wise, I've already read the first volume, so I'm next
Yeah.
to the second.
I mean, they're basically like something like 50 10-page chapters per book, just because they're like serializations. So they're super short and they're like super cheap, and they release it annual yearly.
She's gonna forget she's annoyed at Faraday for a minute and be like, "We saw a full angel, and she was so sparkly. It was like Zaldi, only maybe more sparkly, and she wore gold."
Who's salty?
Is that in the book?
Zaldi is the main character of the book. The book is the overall series is called Zaldi Half Angel, which is the story from like before it's set before the Guild Pact was broken 25 years ago, of the child of a Boros angel and a Demir spy. For the record, Zaldi has red hair and dark tan skin. And Aspa, I don't have her name open anymore because I didn't think I would be talking about her anymore. Asaf has very pale skin and dark hair and dark eyes. Anyway, while y'all are giving the book goblin the money, and she's giving y'all the little packets, the tram car posing. So have a nice one.
You too. So just like kind of out of character, what's the typical denomination you tip for performance?
Oh, like a couple copper.
Okay.
I mean, generally most funds in the copper range is either 1 to 5 copper. If you go up to more than 5 copper, it's generally assumed you'll give either a silver zib, a silver 10 zib. Because anything over 5, giving 5 coins of copper, if you give 6, 7, 8, that's again a little much, and it's like, okay, let's just round this up to the next denomination. So it's basically copper, either Orzov zibs, Boros zibs, or Orzov alms. And then the next one is 10,
Okay, I'll make your job a lot easier. I give a silver to the performers.
I keep on wanting to say Orzov because I've been saying Orzov all morning. Next denomination up is an Azorius or a Boros 10 zib coin. Then there's a Azorius 25 zib coin, and then you have the Xeno, and then you have the 10 Xeno Platinums and the 100 Xeno Platinums that are issued by the Orzov.
Yeah. I think a silver, the equivalent of a silver,
it's
is
a 10 zib coin.
going to give one of those to the performers.
I'm going to get on the tram.
Okay.
And getting on the tram and
The
hooking
let's see. Hold on a second. As you give them the coin, one of the performers pulls out like a little round metal object and drops it into your hand, and it says 1 admission.
I give a respectful nod and then follow them.
So, where did y'all take out tickets to?
The base, I think. We were going to go back and check in with Cathal and then see if we could round up Reeve, who lives
Before she
here.
yells at us again.
Yeah. Round up Reeve and then decide if we want to hire Silver Branch.
Okay. Ashen Branch?
Ashen Branch, yeah.
Silver Branch is someone entirely different.
I said it right the first time. I did say it right the first time.
I
when
was all like,
talking to the team.
where the hell did you meet Silver Branch at? He hasn't shown up yet. It was like, y'all haven't even gone to the Green Belt. Okay. I was very paranoid that someone got into my notes. Anyway, y'all have used the Sweet Street subtram enough that you actually recognize the ticket taker and the goblin and the vendors that are there, because you either come and go out of this one for where you're taking the subtram. So, Sweet Street, quick walk to the Second Sight Agency. Pan is in the waiting room. There's not currently anyone in there. You have no idea who's upstairs. He looks up from his papers. I have another packet of leads for y'all if you wish to review them.
Oh, yes, thanks, Pan. We might take a few days off exploring, so if you just do a quick morning summary, we might not be here for a few days, so you wouldn't need to trace down all day for those days.
He's like, oh, okay, if I don't see you, I will not worry about that. He goes through and he's alright, so, there has been reports of incessant drumming coming from the Red Wastes. It's apparently getting significantly worse to the point that many in the local neighborhood are becoming agitated and concerned.
So that's still the same. Got it.
The Azorius have increased a reward that they're issuing for information relating to the death of several gang members in the region, and the old Barrow and Hill Street subtram that got converted to a Rakdos Underground Club has been titled the Massacre Coliseum, and people have been reporting late-night screamings coming from there. I think any one of these could lead to a fruitful and profitable investigation.
Okay, thanks, man.
Okay, so sorry, what was the Azorius reward for, like the second one you mentioned?
The Azorius have increased the reward for information about whoever has been killing people and carving laws into the skin of their victims.
Yeesh.
Okay.
We're gonna make a history check.
You've all heard stuff like this, but yeah.
Quick out of character question.
In character.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I know the name Arasa. So like
Arissa?
Yeah, Arissa. Out of character, is that like a common name? Like, is that like, do you know somebody named Rebecca? You know what I mean?
It is an elven name. It is not super common, but it's also not like Cher. It's not a mononym or anything like that. It's like
if there was a phone book in this world, there'd be at least, I don't know, 3 dozen Rebeccas.
Yeah, it's Arissa is Elvish for guiding light, I think. I'd have to look back up in my notes. It's not an uncommon name, but it's also, everyone names their kid like Richard, Prosperity, Destiny.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So are we so also I guess my next question is there equivalent to like the Yellow Pages in this world?
The Azorius keep a ledger of all citizens of Ravnica, and Demir would have to know where people reside in order to send parcels and mail to them.
And the Azorius records, are those public, or is that paid SD?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So there's not like a public like.
No.
Okay. Cool. I think that's it for my out of character questions.
Oh, I've got a few office errands. So I am going to go and set up my box in my office and scribble out replies while they gather their stuff. And I guess we can all meet in the conference room and I can work on my letters there.
Alright, so when you go into the conference room, from the back room. Cathal is in there. She has like a scroll spread out in front of her and her little pocket notebook that you've seen her referencing before, and she's copying information down into it. She looks and says, "Oh, good, y'all are alive."
Yeah, surprised us too. Apparently, we are now working a case for an angel in another city in another precinct.
Well, that's not terrifying at all. Daldra asked for money for something called investigative research, so I went ahead and gave her it out of my share. I'm going to need that reimbursed.
How much was it?
25 gold.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and do that out of the Horde document funds. So I'm going to let her know that we're probably going to either after we research or right away, depending, have to be out of precinct for a little bit. And don't let Pan overwork himself. Don't let Daldra cause more than 25% more trouble than necessary. I have a plant in my office, but it should be fine. Don't give it any sunlight.
She kind of stops recording her note, flips to a couple pages, writes down like word for word what you say. He's like, okay,
I mean, it'll be fine.
and
It doesn't need watering.
and we should just keep business running as usual here.
Yeah, we'll be checking back in by mail if we have to be out of area.
Okay, I will contact y'all once a day with sending just to confirm that none of y'all have died and need to be replaced.
Appreciate it.
And she sits down and starts working on her letters because before they go out of district, which she assumes are going out of district immediately, precinct immediately. So she's getting out her letters to Cha and Choso and Maine and her patron.
And I think I'm going to go to my office and just write down what, at this point, would be considerably little I know about. I keep forgetting her name,
Arissa.
Yes. And the Orzov district, just...
Okay.
Oh, Fairdear, can I have those other potions from you?
Maine gave you 2 unknown potions when y'all visited him after Ingrid drank one and went semi-catatonic.
Sure.
Okay, so I have
the unknown potion. Okay, yeah.
Oh, I never unmuted y'all, so... Wow. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm kidding. Yeah, but...
Hi, everyone. I'm Parrot here. No.
letters to Cha and Chosa if you have anything you want to say. And she's like has a bunch of stationery. She's getting out and raiding the cabinet and writing stuff.
Did Shaw like dogs? I forget.
Cha loves animals. Like, if she wasn't a high-level Azorius, she would probably live in the green belt and just take care of animals.
As a ranger, I can't falter for that. Maybe what I want to do is ask for, like, some clothing for Cave, because at this point I'm under the assumption that he can't be under direct sunlight for long periods of time. Yeah, I'm just gonna, Ingrid,
Just scribble something and enclose I'll close it in the note.
I shall do this. I have complete writer's block, so in the interest of time, I scribble a note to this.
Just send me a message later with like the body of what you're enclosing. Grigum, Rail, is there anything y'all are doing in the office?
I'm mostly just tidying up papers and making sure that. So let's see, how long are we planning?
Y'all have no idea where you're going, or how far it is, or how long it will take, or anything. So, indefinite?
Are we sending for Reeve?
Yes, I will do that actually personally because I really have nothing much gather as a monk apart from my staff.
I mean, you can have Cathal send him a message. You've told him enough about him that she would be able to. He would be a valid target for her sending spell.
All right, that'd be good.
All right, so Cathal's like, okay, yeah, the Burn Bomb kid. I looked him up when you told me about him. What do you want me to tell him?
Let's see here.
Come to the second site agency, bring clothes and travel supplies.
Yeah, that sounds good.
First day of work.
Okay, so she kind of touches the side of her ear and traces a circle around it, and goes like, Burn Bum, come to the agency, bring clothes, get ready to do your damn job. She's quiet for a moment. He says he's on his way.
Thank you.
Any leads, Cathal, on where we could get some ever-burning stuff for us? Kind of a long-term thing. I think we're set for this time.
She kind of stops writing, closes the book, smiles, and so on. I mean, if you don't want the shitty basic stuff, you have to go to, like, someone who actually knows how to make this stuff and commission them. Otherwise, you know, there's plenty of... Oh, wow, my throat is just jacked. Sorry. There we go. I got her. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go and talk to, like, you know, one of the actual places that can make this stuff and commission it, or you could go to a Wandwright, or a talisman crafter, and they may have something like that. Didn't you go to a magic shop yesterday?
We did. Might have been preoccupied. We could check back with them.
Okay. Just don't die.
Out of character, did we start the process on the leather armor yet?
Yeah, because we told her yesterday.
Yeah, okay. If you wanted to ask her about it, you can.
I just couldn't remember.
So you're down the 22-something, and like I said, we'll handle accounting later, but you're down the 22-something. We've got 3 days running on the armor, and then we pick a new person. A new skill, anyway.
Okay. I was trying to wonder why. I thought I had a lot less gold than I should.
Yeah, no, she put in the commission order for y'all.
Okay, yeah, I just couldn't remember if we did that or... Because I wanted to get that started if we hadn't, but we did. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I just asked you to write up a description if you wanted anything specific on it for how it looks.
And in typical fashion, I did nothing of that. But at least I had somewhat of an excuse this time.
Yeah, but
so
no,
I can't guarantee that it would have been done otherwise.
Well, you didn't specify ahead of time, so now you might get what you get, but if you specify and the GM's nice, you might get it. We'll see.
I mean, she basically, like, contacted the person yesterday after you told her this, because literally she doesn't leave the building unless she absolutely has to. She just uses sending and other communication spells to contact people. So she basically contacted him and is like, I need a leather armor set for a person with this physicality.
Studded leather, but yeah.
Studded leather set for this person
Very
of this
dedicated
physicality.
to her work.
501, a half dozen of the other. She basically can stay in the office and not have to deal with people, which makes her very happy about that.
I like to think in my mind that the problem is that she keeps getting into fights, but she keeps on, like, making lots of collateral damage when she fights, so she tries to avoid the general public.
That would be more... Oh, what was that redhead's name? The one that y'all...
I want to say Amola.
Lita. That's more Lita.
Okay.
Cathal's more, you annoyed me, I'm going to wait until you're outside and then shoot you from a mile away with a bolt of ice that explodes.
Um. Okay, so that's taken
Very
care
wise.
of. Do we actually have a sufficient supply of torches for those that don't have?
We have hooded lantern oil, and I told the rest of the group I'm going to try to ask for some of the ever-burning torches from my guild when we get there on loan.
I mean, given that we're leveling, that's no longer as much of an issue as it was, because second level cleric spell can.
You completely cut out there.
Once we've done the level up, that's not going to be so much of an issue.
Okay. So, it's been about like maybe 20 minutes. You hear a knock at the door. Cathal rolls up her scroll, giving up on getting any of her work done while y'all are around, and goes to see who is knocking on the door. Then looks back and says, "Hey, your boy's here."
That would be Reeve. So, I mean, do
Right.
y'all want to bus on over to Precinct 1?
Reeve,
And
Well,
study
there's
there?
one thing that Rail has to do.
Reeve kind of condescends,
She's
like,
just going to go to.
so, what we doing?
Just going to go to his office, take a nice blank sheet of paper, and in a very neat hand, just write number 1, Asaf the Bright Soul.
I feel my brain just was like,
Oh,
So, Reeve, we thought you didn't
Just
enjoy an out of precinct excursion to the Undercity with us.
Y'all paying? Okay, what else were you writing down, Meryl? Or were you just writing
just the
Asaf?
number 1
One
and
and Asaf.
Asaf.
Okay. So, Reeve kind of looks over and gives Grigum a slap on the back. So, hey, boss. We taking a trip?
you're here.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Dale's got a
Oh.
revenge ledger.
here's the deal, kid.
I said she was going.
We good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. You're like, all right. Here's the deal, kid. You're like, we're gonna be heading over to District 1, Precinct 1. Sorry, District Precinct.
The fuck you want to head over to the law capital?
Probably gonna,
Oh, wait, no. That's 2,
right,
sorry.
but probably gonna be very boring. But we're on the hunt for like the Gold King's Vault.
Ain't never heard of it. Is that like a bar? Sounds like a bar.
Say that again.
Is that a bar? It sounds like a bar.
No, not
Or a
it's
brothel.
vault.
I mean, if you're looking for a brothel, we don't
That
have
would
to
be
go
a good-
far.
Well, I may eventually want to find a bar while in the middle of this mission, but you're like, it's a vault, which means we may have to break into it.
Ooh. I mean,
This,
I've heard
this
worse
isn't guild
ideas.
trip, however. You're like,
You've what?
no, you're like, gonna need. Well, yeah, we're probably going to need your help on this one. Like, Leslie to have more boots on the ground, and that. Well, it's a big precinct.
Wait, you don't know where this place is?
Out of character, do we not know? It's like,
Nope. Y'all
Yeah,
have heard the name, and
no.
and the general idea that is somewhere under Precinct 1.
I just figured we'd do better
All in all.
research if we were nearer to it, because there might be more local lore. So I figured we'd head
Yeah,
to the
you're,
precinct.
like the best information we got here is that it is somewhere underneath the precinct.
Well, I
So-
mean,
And at the very least, nobody drinks like a lawman. The bars there.
well, you're not wrong about that. I may know a couple guys that do some digging in the area. I can check in with a couple of them, see if they know anything. If you want.
Good, great. Definitely gonna need you. And
Out of
well, this will give you a first hands-on taste of some of the stuff we might be running into. So, welcome to job orientation.
Okay. Well, I mean, no one's trying to stick me with a knife, so I'm
Not
good
yet.
with that.
No.
So,
You've been doing pretty good.
I know I've been doing pretty good.
Yeah, well, I've been more of a staff person myself.
Okay, so as I understand it, we're going to go take the tram because that is a fucking walk.
yeah, or
Man, have y'all considered? You guys take the tram a lot. Have y'all considered talking to the ISID about getting your own station?
Maybe later. That sounds
That is something
expensive.
that might be fun.
Yeah, that's not quite in the budget just yet.
It could be something to work toward.
Also, we need to make sure that some of your fine brethren don't try to reacquire said station for alternative uses.
Oh, you talking about the Coliseum? Oh
Talking
man,
about the Coliseum.
that is an awesome place. You guys should check it out. Like,
I'll actually
Maybe.
be right back.
okay,
What's in the Matrix?
yeah. So, like, yeah, no, they, like, tunneled down, and it's like, you have the entryway, like the normal substation, and they got, like, lampooners dressed up like the Is-It lady, or the lizard guy, and they got, like, goblins doing, like, the book sale, but it's all dirty books, and the dude that's down there selling the food is, like, all... He's got, like, the food is all, like, kind of jacked and really, like, fucking spiked. It's got some good, like, nice, slow burn. So by the time you go down the tunnel and you get into the actual amphitheater, you got, like, just blasted.
Okay, so
I mean, I'm sure that sounds lovely.
I mean, definitely not
Question.
something I would do every night, but seems like something that'd be a fun weekend.
Dude, no, it is wicked sweet. I mean, by the time you get down there, you don't know, like, if it's your hand in front of your face or your friend's hand. And then there's, like, the pain show is going on, so you get that background screaming and you get all the bright colors flying through the air.
Okay, at this point, we'd like to make a note. No mind-altering substances on the job unless you get approval from one of us.
Okay.
Want to make sure that's
And
clear.
it helps if you just get the mind-altering substance from one of us. That way you know it's safe.
Well, I mean, if it's safe, what's the point?
Yes,
Attention,
Well-
Twitch chat. We are not in any way advocating the use of any mind-altering substances, or none of us will give out mind-altering substances. Thank
You're
you.
just really into the mushrooms. It's just like, I
I
can
mean,
generate
Lord,
that.
and please use recreational consumables.
Please don't.
Like,
Don't
responsibly.
use
It's like-
it.
Do not do
If at
anything
all.
that could be blamed on us.
yeah. Like, just
if
be
you're
responsible.
going to burn your brains out with chemical recreation,
Don't say it was because of
How about-
us.
oh, actual advice: if you have a designated driver for whatever purpose, get them buy them some seltzer or something. Buy them, a Shirley Temple.
Be nice to your designated driver. Buy him a treat. Ice cream. Buy your designated driver ice cream. I really want ice cream now.
Unless they're
Can we get ice
lactose
cream later?
intolerant.
Second Sight Agency, the quest for ice.
Okay.
So Ingrid's distributing supplies. Did Reeve come in with the backpack already, or no?
He has like a travel pack over his shoulder. He's not going to let you look in it unless you force him.
No. So she's going to ask if we can get Kay some saddlebags so he can carry his own kibble. And do you need to get him more kibble for the trip? I don't know when we'll be back, and you don't like him eating other things in the kibble, right?
That's not really a concern, so I'm probably just gonna share rations with them.
Okay. Do you want to get him any saddlebags or anything, or we're good? I mean, I'm good to go on the tram now once I send these mail off at the post office. I gotta go by the new post office, though, on the way out.
So, what kind of do we really need saddlebags for anything? If so, what?
You can put them on kit. You can put them on him if you want. He probably won't take them too badly.
I just kind of. I'm if we have to, I'm not. I'd be willing to do that, but I don't want to just.
Okay, just figuring if you actually found anything you'd want to pull out since we'd be there that long. It would be helpful to have a big, huge dog that could carry it, but whatever. I'm good.
Yeah, it's just he runs off, and if we got in a situation, I'd rather him have his mobility. And I kind of give Kay scritches.
So, y'all are going to go to the postal hub then?
Sure.
Alright.
Anyone going with me, or are we just all going there on the way out?
I figured y'all would be all going there and then heading to the subtram from there.
Yeah, I think we're kind of going as a group right now.
That good with y'all too?
Yeah, that's good with me.
Okay. So, Cathal waves goodbye and gleefully goes back to being able to do her work as y'all leave. The postal hub is not too far from your current location. It's central to the Barrow Hill neighborhood on the Barrow Hill Street at the northern edge towards the center of the whole area so that you can get there from pretty much anywhere because y'all are a little bit south of the central part of the neighborhood. It is this quiet, unassuming looking building. Everyone in the area is just going about their business without paying too much attention to y'all. It's about noontime, almost the lunch hour. So foot traffic is picking up a bit. As you enter, and there's this primary entry chamber with a desk along one side with a woman in just this silk blouse with a little spider patch button on one side and a half mantle cloak over her shoulders. She looks up and says, yes, you are here for an appointment?
No, but I might want to get one of those later. But no, I'm just posting some stuff.
I see. One moment. She grabs a couple pieces of paper and flips through. And it's she stops, she looks over each of you and so... okay, Second Sight Agency. Your facilitator will be with you in a moment. And then she folds the papers up and sets them back on her desk.
Ingrid's waiting, but she looks a little bit confused with the whole not introducing them.
Does she lick the envelopes?
No.
What does the facilitator do?
Well,
I'm not
you don't
asking
know.
her this. I'm asking because I thought she went off.
No,
So I'm just
y'all
like
are
sitting here.
y'all are in this waiting room. The lady is like, "Oh, you're these people. One moment, your facilitator will be with you."
Oh, okay. She didn't go back to see.
I
Okay.
suppose.
All right. It's quiet in here, but after a few moments, one of the doors off to the side opens, and a gentleman looks at you and says, "Ah, yes, this way, please," and leads y'all down a hallway. As you go, there's guards stationed periodically with a full black cloak, with their hoods up and just impenetrable darkness over their face. You can see a couple weapons visible on their sides where they are clearly armed. The entire faceless guard gives this whole area a kind of almost menacing suspicion. And the person leads you down through the door, through the hallway to a door on your right, and holds it open for you. And so he leans in and says, "Mr. Boca, the agency is here for you," and then holds the door open for you.
Okay, I'm going to head in and check what the seating and stuff looks like.
Inside there is 4 chairs, a doggy bed, and a desk with a very common-looking person behind it. He has short auburn hair, gray eyes. He's wearing a leather breastplate with the Demir spider emblem on it, and a visible dagger at his hip. He's Ingrid, right? Please come in, all of you.
I believe Kay just absolutely pounces the doggy bed.
Yeah.
She goes and she takes whatever chair is most front across from him or whatever, since she's the one that came in with mail.
He sits behind the desk and waits for y'all to come in. Turns and nods to the attendant. Thank you, Norin. And so the attendant nods and closes the door behind him. So, I am Ashen Bokai. I am the facilitator assigned to your group. Thank you for coming to visit us. I believe you had some mail that you wanted to send. That's what our reports had.
Yeah, I've got some mail. And this is a very custom room set up for just dropping off mail.
Well, the Zorius do not have a monopoly on precognitives.
But yeah, I've got 1 to precinct 2, and then a thicker package that goes to Maine at the pump house.
He takes the packets from you, and he picks up a few files. He flips through pages. He writes something down, and he's like, "And you are any other information services that you may require?"
I mean, I'd like to meet at some time about getting a small postal city at the Undercity near here, but...
We are working on an Undercity expansion at your request.
I hear that the Damer take their duties very...
He kind of looks over at Rail and
Very
nods. Go ahead and give me a perception check, all of y'all.
Perception check.
Nine for me, but 20 for Watcher.
What? Okay. Natural 20 or 20 total?
Total.
19.
These shoelaces are very nice. I'll give you 3 guesses what I rolled.
A 1, a 2, and a 3. So, anyone that rolled a 19 or higher notices a silver band behind the ear, behind Asham's ear as he turns to look at Rail.
Okay, so I guess Watcher would be pointing it out.
Yeah, he would give you a mental image of it.
Is this a similar silver band as what we had in Quinky?
No, this isn't like a glowing strand. This is like a piece of metal that's like hooked
I
over
see.
his ear and behind
Okay.
it.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
For your knowledge, the one for Maine has the inside mail for Choso and for the Grove Mistress, and has, I don't know, a silver or whatever I would send him to take them down. Or
Like his standard payment, yeah. It would probably be like a 10 zip coin would be enough for him to take care of it the next time he's going down that way. Esham kind of like folds the papers and tucks the packets into like a little pocket on the inside of his clothing. So there was nothing else that y'all needed then?
If you don't mind, I think I'm going to use the facilities before. So yeah, Rail is going to head off to the.
Okay. You go out in the hallway, and like almost immediately, one of those black guards with just the impenetrable black in front of their face is in front of you. Like 2 steps out the door, he is standing
In front of Rail?
Yeah.
Right, little cleric's room, if you don't mind.
There is like literally no face to read. It just points back down the hallway towards where y'all came from originally. So I'm assuming Rail is going to head on down that way?
Yes, he will.
Okay. Like several of the guards are clearly watching you from the angle of their heads as you walk by, but no one seems to be moving to stop you. Inside the office, Asham kind of arches a brow and then smiles and says, "Well, if that is everything, it's a pleasure to meet you." And he holds out his hand to Ingrid first. "I am you're a facilitator, so if you have anything you need, please come. I will be happy to provide you any information or courier services that you may desire."
that's good to know, especially with the Undercity delivery.
So, yes.
She looks still a little bit confused because like that's been so hard for her to even get started.
Yes, well, we are currently wanting to expand our operations in many fronts.
Heavy pause.
Rail, you get on down the hallway, go into the room that y'all were waiting for, and the lady looks up and is, Latrina's through there, and she points you down a second hallway.
Alright. Thank you.
Alright, so you continue on that end.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a decent, like, acceptable privy. It's not like, fancy house with toilet, but it'll do for your business. Asham kind of stands up, walks around the desk, and holds the door open for you. And so, your friend will meet you in the entryway.
Okay, I'll head out and just kind of like looking bemused at the fact that Kay had a bed set up.
And then takes a little coaxing to get out of the bed.
It's a very comfy bed. For an
Yeah, she'll head back out to the lobby.
Wait, does Kay have a bed at the
What was it to
agency?
post our...
He's been sleeping on your bed.
Yeah, you didn't
we
make him a bed.
need to get him a bed. That was
Well,
a major oversight on my part.
what did it cost to post?
He didn't ask you for any money.
Okay.
I mean, I guess Grigum would be the one. I'd go up to him. Are we supposed to tip? Because Ingrid has already made it known that she's not familiar with the post office because they never deliver to the Undercity. So Rail's gone, so Grigum, I guess, is the best candidate for me to ask.
I'm not sure if Grigum heard you, like his player.
I mean, not entirely sure. I never said either.
I asked if I'm supposed to tip.
I mean, if you have that pass, you go sit down. Okay. You know, hey, worst case, they say,
They clearly don't seem to be expecting a tip.
I guess I'll just go on and assume that there's something taken out of the company funds to afford this.
Alright, so, I mean, are you giving it to Asham? Or just the attendant that shows up to lead y'all back to the main area? Like, you can look down the hallway, and there's, like, a guard posted every 4 doors, and there's just, like, a long hallway of doors that turns to the right and continues on around. So you can assume that each of these doors is, like, another facilitator's office.
I'm going to assume that a tip is not required. And
he is not making a gesture like he wants a tip or anything like that. He's just smiling and holding the door open for y'all.
Yeah, I think we need to skidoo.
All right. Y'all head on down. Head on out. That same attendant just kind of appears out of one of the side rooms as y'all come out and smiles at Asham and leads y'all back to the entryway as Rail comes in through a door adjacent to it.
I probably am going to say, forgive my ignorance, but I am very impressed with your service.
Are you talking to Asham or are you talking to the guide?
I'm assuming. Yeah.
Have you left the office, kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm probably going to trail back and just say that to Asham.
Okay, so
before leaving,
like, as you go back in, the room has no furniture in it, and Asham is not in there.
Okay, so we left the room. Then I'm going to say it to the guide. Sorry.
Okay, the guide is the same guide.
For a second, I thought. Sorry, for a second I thought you were saying that to Rail. That's a very strange thing to say to somebody when they come back from the bathroom.
No. The room that they were in with, y'all were in with Facilitator Asham is empty. Like, there's no furniture. Asham is not in there. Noros, the guide that had led y'all here and was leading you back, kind of smiles and nods a little at the compliment. And then leads the rest of the group back to the main entryway where Rail is emerging from an adjacent doorway back into there as well. The lady behind the counter, still in that like half mantle, smiles at y'all and is like, thank y'all for visiting.
Thank you. I guess I'm just gonna...
yes, before I forget, I believe I had a package that I meant to pick up.
Yes,
yes. New package.
Oh, right. And she kind of reaches under, pulls up a small cloth satchel, and sets it on the table in front of her. For your trouble. Thank you.
You need to drop it back at the office, or are we good to go to Precinct 1?
I'll just carry them with me.
Are you looking in it, or...?
Not at the moment. I'll just take a look once we're on the rail.
Okay. So, going to speed through a little bit of this because it's getting close to the end of the stream. I want to at least have y'all on the tram. Y'all Reeve did not go in there with you. He hung around outside. And when y'all go outside, he's telling bawdy jokes. He has a hat on the ground, and he's like collecting tips from people. See, he's got about oh wow, he's got 3 silvers in there from just like the amount of time y'all were in there.
More than we're paying him for the day. That's scary.
Man of impressive.
He looks up at you.
See?
So we're going.
Yeah, we're going, kid. He's like, good
All
job.
right. So he pockets his, puts the money in his coin belt, and y'all head off towards the Sweet Street sub-tram. Same setup as before. Y'all actually recognize the ticket taker, like, blinks. He's like, you guys are busy today. And he's like, he writes out the ticket and he's like, oh, that's going to be a long one. And since this is inner precinct, I'm going to need 5 copper each. Or outer precinct, sorry.
Okay, I'll take that from the group money. So.
Oh, okay.
5,
Oh, do we have for K too?
Pets and disabled ride free. But y'all will have to pay for Reeve.
I wish I could ask him, like,
I'll
hey,
cover
Reeve,
for you.
fake a limp.
I mean, we're paying Reeve's budget out of like group funds, so like it makes sense to pay his transport out of them.
All right. So, since this is a longer tram that goes farther away than like the local area ones, you have actually a significant wait for this one, because unlike running from stop to stop, the inter precinct ones are only when called for. So y'all have about 20 minutes to wait for this tram to arrive.
While we're on it, I'm going to open up that.
Okay, so inside the
Check out my mail order.
Okay, so inside the package is
It's a bomb. No,
healing potion in a shot bottle, 5 gold Xeno, and 3 of those little silver earpieces like the one that Esham was wearing.
Little except. Oh well, our.
And I guess the second question is this like where we can all see, or is this only his?
That's up to Rail if he's like trying to be covert, or if y'all are trying to spy on, like, peek at what he got, or if you're going, what you get.
No. I just didn't want to open it up on.
Fair.
yeah, like
I too would not flaunt wealth on streets.
You're
That's
the
where
one
we're
that
going,
went in a dive bar and handed the waiter a gold.
That was in a dive bar, not on the streets.
The Goblin wasn't a dive bar. It was actually it would be a 3-star bar.
Sorry, what was in that again? There was.
In the package, a healing potion, 5 gold Xeno, and 3 of the earpieces like the one that y'all noticed Asham wearing.
Oh, if we have some downtime for while we're researching at the Undercity, maybe Choso can come see us.
You know,
She's
I'm actually
totally
going
more
to-
sociable when
You said
she's
we
in
have
the
like 20
Undercity.
minutes on the train.
Yeah, it's been about maybe 10 at this point, just of like you opening and going through and people chatting back and forth.
Okay. I'm going to kind of excuse myself, sit quietly by the side, and cast Detect.
Detect what?
Detect magic.
Oh, okay. All 3 of the earpieces light up. You recognize the earpieces for what they are. I didn't catch that, though.
I was just saying, okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
3.
You'll like it, Fairdeer. They'll probably have some of those spiked bows down there.
Spiked bow?
Yeah, like with the blades on the front, and then you shoot. They're not really good for long range shots because they're really front heavy.
That seems highly impractical.
They're great for close combat.
To use a sword.
Well, see, the thing is, then you can change depending on like your tunnel and if it's tight, or maybe you don't, like have full access to a person, like you're shooting through a grating. They're really practical undercity weapons. You've got to see them in action while we're there.
Okay. I mean, like, Fairdeer looks very much like he's out of respect. He's not, but he definitely seems very skeptical. Like, he's not like out and out calling you a moron, but he seems like very that does not seem in alignment with my knowledge base.
Oh, I've got to get primed up. And, fluttering my cloak, getting a bird's nest mushroom for my hair. Forgot we're going to be going Undercity.
I was going to just pull out a textbook and start reading.
Yeah, I'm going to pull out my volume 2.
And Graygun is going to practice his kata and various.
As everyone is like settling in for a raid, like pulling out books, starting to practice, there is like a sound from the train, from the tunnel. As well, normally the transport that comes in is very like silvery color. This one instead has that brassy gold Mizium plating, and is when it opens up, it's much nicer inside. The seats are not like that hard metal, but instead like a cushion. There's no handholds or anything like that, or strapping people down. You get the impression that either everyone goes flying when this thing takes off, or it takes off at a less breakneck pace.
I'm probably going to use my rope as a makeshift harness for K even still.
Okay.
Well,
No one else gets on the tram with y'all.
alright.
But
Plenty of room for me.
once y'all file in, there's like sound as the wall just like seals. You feel a little bit of a kick, but not like the breakneck going from 0 to sound barrier that is for the short tram ones. It's much more gentle and less likely to cause people to pass out. But you're going to be on this thing for about 30 to an hour, depending on issues.
Bad?
All right. So, I recognize these little earpieces. An interesting little
Artifact.
something called a spy's murmur. I think we could find some use from. See, I'm gonna hand.
You cut off on me on that one.
Sorry, I'm going to hand them out to everyone.
Okay.
But you only got 3.
Yes, well, I actually have one already, so I'm fine on that count. But here, if you put them on,
Okay.
And I will
Yeah.
add these to your equipment and attune them for y'all later. Y'all have a long enough time on this trip to take a short rest to do the attunement. As he hands them to you, anyone who saw who noticed the earpiece that Asham was wearing. It is the same style, though these are not nearly as ornate. They are just like a silver band. There's no etching or anything like that on them. But to give you a rundown, if you know a creature wearing another spy's murmur and that creature is within 1 mile of you, you can communicate telepathically with each other. And as a bonus action, you can allow the creature to hear everything you hear for 1 hour.
Is there a recharge work? Like, is that like per day?
It's constant.
Okay.
So, when we attune, do we find that out, or is that still take and identify?
When you attune to it, you will get like an instinctive understanding of it.
I'm sure.
I was going to say, Rail could also just explain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can we message other people, like our mailroom facilitator who was wearing one? And I'm asking Rail this, not you.
I'm actually not sure.
DM answers would be, you have to know he is wearing it and within 1 mile of you.
So, effectively, yes, until we got on. Please don't pester the nice mailroom attendant, I'm sure.
I won't
Yes.
until next time we go there if he tells me I can. I like sending people mail a lot, so I feel like I'll probably get to know him.
Okay.
So, on a sheet of paper, so which guilds have we not planned to piss off yet?
I mean,
I think we're in good standing with the Simics so far, at least.
The Gruul hate us, but that has nothing to do with meeting them.
The Gruul
That's
tend
true.
to hate a lot of people for various reasons.
Yeah, they probably hate us more, but I won't get into why.
I think we're actually on good terms with the Azorius, kind of.
That's true.
The Azorius
Give
is
it-
kind of hard to tell where your standing is.
They haven't arrested us. We've done a mission for them, and I have a friend there. So
Yeah, I would hope your friend would be like,
I'm considering that on balance, we're probably okay with them.
Selesnya.
Could-
We're probably on really good terms with Selesnya so far.
yeah.
I mean, that's the one you're probably
I'm on
going to
good
defect
terms with
to.
myself.
Boros, the
Wait,
most
what?
interaction you've had with them is like Grigum bringing back Reeves from the Rakdos place. Golgari are pretty indifferent. Is it League? Y'all have a friend there, but for the most part, y'all haven't interacted with them much. Orzov is a mixed bag. The Rakdos like and hate everybody. But I think we're getting pretty close to calling it, so I'd say, what the hell. We got about 5 minutes until I'm going to officially call it, so if anyone has any questions for me or the players, post them in chat and we will answer. Impromptu Q&A. You can't get away. I did not mean for that to rhyme, but I'm okay with that.
Ask me anything.
Yeah, why not?
Do we
Dear
actually-
Ingrid, what the hell? Sincerely, a friend.
Ingrid's confusing.
Okay.
Fair dear.
So-
How do you type with tentacles on?
So here's one. Webster asks best guild. So let's get everyone to answer that. I'll start and then we'll go from left to right. So then Meryl, Demage, Tux, and Ingrid, you'll be last. My personal favorite guild is the Orzov.
I mean, obviously, the best guild are the Zimmer.
All right, Demage, who's your best guild?
I'm gonna have to say is it late. Like, despite evidence to the contrary, everyone in the world, I love is it.
They are awesome. They are fun.
Mostly because I love mixing red-blue cards. So,
I had an Is It Weird deck when Ravnica block dropped, and I annoyed the hell out of people with it. Tux.
I mean, blue in general.
I agree with Is It.
Is it?
Now, is this the guild that you respect, or the guild that you would actually want to be a part of in universe?
Best
Because
guild.
I like the Is It, I would not want to live in the Is It. Probably Selesnya for like guild that you get magically transported anime style into the world. Probably Selesnya.
Yeah, Selesnya seems
that's
like
the least lethal of them.
probably has the longest lifespan of anyone. All right, Ziziva, best guild.
I mean, we all tested like Is It as our highest one, like doing quizzes or just like based on preference. Like that was like we were all Is It, but I tested for Is It, followed by Simic, followed by Golgari when I did those quizzes, and I really like the Golgari. So I'm gonna actually say my own current guild though, because I just like the lore on it a little bit better. And neither of the others had like the Black Magic the Gathering color, and I like playing black decks the most, so I'm gonna go with my own guild.
Yeah. I will say that I have a favorite play style for all colors, deck colors. And if I could do a 5-color deck, boy howdy, I would jump on that immediately. But since that's typically infeasible, it's like,
So, let's see. Any other questions anyone has, or anything any of our players want to talk about real quick?
Well,
Just hope everyone's been enjoying.
Yeah, I definitely hope people have been enjoying it. I'm glad to see like that our viewership is going up. Like when we first started this, we had like 2-3 people, and we've like tripled that. I think. Let me pull up like the stream thing. It's not telling me how many. Since we started doing this, we've had 127 views. And, I mean, we're doing like 5 viewers right now, but earlier we had something along the lines of like 9, 10, which I was just like, oh, wow, that is a lot more people than I expected to actually be watching this. So I really appreciate everyone, like, tuning in. I know it's kind of early, and Sunday isn't necessarily the best day for everyone. But if you can't watch too frequently on Sunday, we're looking to do other games on other days. I mean, keep an eye out. The Bonus Roll is going to become the Bonus Roll Network at some point, and we're going to have like 3 or 4 different shows every day. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't have that. I would need a lot more.
We'll at least have. We'll
I
at
have
least
a
have
few
like
questions
one
now.
main game that goes on every Sunday, and like a couple of side games like some days of the week. Yeah, we'll notify you. Like I'm still planning out some games of my own. Like I do have my Savage Worlds game that I'm working on and off. But with again, Lisa, second edition Pathfinder, part of me wants to just at least sit down with some people and be like, hey, let's make some characters, get the hang of this, at least the creation system, and see.
I got
something pops out of that. You're like,
I got the GM's Brew show coming up that will hopefully be starting sometime either next week or the week after, depending on how well the overlay design goes. When we actually get the full version of Shadowrun 6th edition, I know Ziziva is going to be squealing and going, let's start. So that's going to be, we're talking about doing that one on Friday nights. Sometime around like 6 or 7, I believe, on Central Time Zone. Pathfinder, Ziziva may be running a monthly or bi-monthly cult game. There's just so many great tabletop games I would love to play and run every day if I didn't need 1, to finish my classes, and 2, to actually live in this real world every now and then and take care of stuff around here. But
Free sleep.
screw that. Excuse my language. Forget that.
Anything from the Magic the Gathering universe y'all would like to see in our Ravnica game? I'm just curious.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Watchers, message...
I mean, I've always been partial to Banal.
To which? Partial to what, Meryl?
Banalish heroes.
Oh, Banalish. Yeah, the Banalish are awesome. Honestly, I had like a arc plan that I just kind of had to scrap because it's advanced past that. Yeah, Kamigawa. I had a planned Kamigawa arc where there would be some dimensional interactions, but y'all basically diverted that without intending to, or even knowing that you were. And I'm not going to tell you how or why or anything like that, because I may reuse it at some point. And so, spoilers. But yeah, Kamigawa is my favorite setting, just because the whole animism religion, which is something that I've incorporated into my, at least partially incorporated it into my homebrew game world. Where there's the pantheon of the seven holy, and then there's like the spirits of the world.
So you're saying we'll see it either way, just maybe not in Magic the Gathering.
I mean, I'm loving this campaign, but I am very aware of the fact that y'all are already level 4, and that we're 10 games in at level 4, so I'm seeing this as we'll maybe get to 60 or 70 games before y'all, maybe more, I don't know. I'm not aiming for a specific number, I'm letting this go as it is, but I think we'll know when the campaign is over, when it's run its course. And I have like a couple ideas for the next D&D campaign after this, because while I'm loving Ravnica, I want to show off some of my world building stuff. So like I have my generic everything can fit in this world of Keltaris, and then I also have a gothic horror setting, and I honestly am torn between which one to propose to y'all to play in for campaign 2. I mean, if y'all want to do another Ravnica game...
Nothing you make it...
But I'll be very disappointed.
I don't think I've ever known you to make a generic setting.
I mean,
They've all got...
Oh.
Yeah.
That was a bit of an evil laugh there. I mean, generic is and everything can fit in here.
As far as our, from what we want, I admit I'm a bit of an ignoramus on Magic the Gathering. So maybe not so much the setting, but I love the environment artwork of Amonkhet.
Oh, Amonkhet?
A lot.
I can't talk about this. I hate you for talking about this because I can't talk about this.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So next time you visit, you've already got a standing invitation for having a beer with people that live at the house, but you got to play Magic next time too.
You really should have like directed that. Like, hey, Tux.
Oh, any of them? No, that's okay.
Any of y'all managed to figure out where we live and find your way here? Congratulations, you're apparently invited to a beer and a game of Magic the Gathering.
I mean...
It's
I've
like a
been
scavenger
roughly
hunt.
There.
It's like a
Warning.
scavenger hunt or a bounty hunting, I guess.
Warning, while we appreciate the fans, please do not show up at any of our houses. That
I've
you would be considered an
had
intruder.
internet people
and
just like call my house before and ask if they could show up. I mean, it depends wildly. Ask, you never know.
I totally will not call
Some
you Zabu
specific
and
fans
make
are
the
welcome.
guild references.
Right,
beautiful.
some specific fans are welcome at my house. You know who you are.
But-
One of those fans may be in my house right now.
a superhero game is something I would love to run at some point.
Oh, like Mutants and Masterminds?
Like Mutants and Masterminds would probably be the go-to because that's the one
Yeah.
I'm most familiar with.
Yeah.
There's a new system that came out recently, I think, called Masks.
Yes, I've heard about that. I've heard
Which
a lot of good
it's-
stuff about it.
Yeah, it's very much, powered by the apocalypse type game. It's like,
Yeah.
And
I never tried a
at some
superhero type
point-
one.
if there's interest, at some point I'd really like to run a Lancer game. If people are more in the mood for giant, which I am always in the mood for giant.
For those who don't know, Lancer is a role-playing game that's just recently had a very successful Kickstarter and had much of the art done by the artist that does Kill 6 Billion Demons. So it's got some beautiful
A very
art
good
in
series.
it.
yes. It's like,
Oh, you were showing me the
Yeah.
art for that.
Go on.
It's like,
So it looks like it's going to be roughly 2/3 robot punching and 1/3 extremely esoteric.
I may need to make a few inquiries after we go off the air.
I mean, let's see, just like from the list of things I know, I would love to do a shard game. I know that thing is pretty obscure and furry baiting, but I like it. It's good system, and the magic system is really inventive for that. I would love to run a superhero game like I was talking about. What else? Oh,
You know what Tux would love to run?
4 miles.
You know what you love to run, Tux? Come on, say it. Say it
I
on
kinda-
here.
Well, so I'm split between either Paranoia or a good version of Vampire the Masquerade. I haven't run it myself, but I hear that the new, I believe it's 5th edition of Vampire is a lot closer to the original that most are familiar with and love. Not to say that the mechanics or whatnot of the other editions are poor. It's just I've generally heard bad things about them, but
Also, this one isn't actually out yet, but there's a game coming out by the name of Hardwire Island that has
I've seen
intense
a lot of that.
interest from me.
I
It's another
really
side.
like that. It's this nice cooperative story building cyberpunk game, as I understand it.
go on.
And it looks like it's
But,
going to
yeah.
be one that doesn't penalize you for using cybertech,
Yeah, it's very much a
unlike other games.
It's like a community support is like the feel of it. It's not a utopia, but it's very much but it's not a dystopia either. Other games I would love to run. While we were talking about White Wolf, Scion 2, I would love to take a look at that. I would love to do like an Exalted Burn Legend or something like that with the 2nd edition Shards of Exalted, where it's just like Street Fighter-esque.
One I would like to do, but it's down
Yeah,
for maintenance,
something I
is
never
the
used.
laundry.
I have been wanting to follow up on the laundry stuff for a while.
But they're like,
Wait, is it
we're
like
revamping
Charles
all the
Straw?
books, so we're not selling them. Yes, I would want to do that one. I have read all those books at least a couple times.
It's
I've
very
read most of the books. It's like I will admit to like having that one book that was like like a trilogy of books. Like I think the one that I have like stopped at was the one where they had the whole James thing.
I think that's 2.
Yeah. Strauss is always a good.
I really enjoyed it. I particularly liked the whole Nazi facility on the moon with zombies, I think it was, or something like that.
Well, not on the moon.
A little bit, yeah.
An alternate version of Earth.
That's it, yes.
I like the descriptions of like the
But
possession with all the like the
it was-
green worms
yeah.
out of the eyes and that kind of thing.
And the thing is that it was in the vacuum of space because it was basically heat at the universe level of destroyed. It's like,
Yeah, that's it. Now
Universe,
that you
yeah,
say it, I remember it.
yeah.
There's a lot of stuff
Yeah,
I'm
that
looking
was-
forward to, and I mean,
That one was fantastic.
yeah.
it's a great mix of just Lovecraftian horror and just
Oh yeah, like
it's fantastic.
If you can
Go
imagine
on.
making agents for that for yourselves, like that would be super cool.
I have been trying
Like,
very
I've
hard not
seen-
to call y'all
I've-
agents in game.
Now, I will say this: I have listened to a couple of podcasts of people playing, like, I guess, first edition of Laundry Files, and boy, it was fantastic. Like, and
Oh,
it
I
was
haven't
just so
heard anyone with
tongue-in-cheek. And like one of the players literally just called him Nigel Thornberry.
Smash it!
And at one point, it's like, we're going to pair you up with Nigel. He's like, well, which one's? There are two of them. There's Thornberry, and then there's what was it? I forgot what they call him. Like Johnson, I guess. He's like, hi, yes, Johnson, one of the most capable, like, agents from the future. Suave, well trained, excellent. We're giving you Thornberry. He's like, so.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say we should probably call it at this point. Everyone, thank y'all for joining us.
Thank you.
Keep an eye out on our Twitter at Bonus Roll. You can find our social media stuff down under here. The wiki is being worked on by Ziziva, which will hopefully have more and more information as we go on. Check out Sirenscape and keep an eye out for announcements of upcoming shows. And thanks for joining us. I hope you all had a good one.
All right. Yeah,
All right.
no, like,